should be going.
Yep. Welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries. What number are we on?
56, as far as I can tell.
Wow, 56.
I'll check my notes.
And uh, we are very deep into the Mystical Repercussions arc. The birthday turned rescue mission of one Alex, the son of Fred Klutzman, as well as the abduction of Manny and Rio, twins of the twins of Carla, one of the people who works under Carlos at the diner. The apparent misuse of wish magic running rampant through the town. Latching onto the child's birthday cake candle wish. The uh, the the ride of Carlos's nearly finished ride that Carlos has been repairing for months on end, getting its first test run with the children, and using the now seemingly wish tainted machinery. You all descended into the soup organism, transported deep into a section known as the Coral Gallery, once a popular destination for tourists, as it was one of the few areas where people could exist without heavy protection and breathe the air unassisted. Following a trail of discarded cookie wrappers and fireworks shells, you realize that the children had been followed, accosted by something pursuing them. You saw various wildlife down amid the gallery, endofauna lumbering past, or even predatorily uh, interested in you as you are followed by a increasingly large pack of jack-o'-lizards before you distracted them with another would-be predator. A something that would have read that the nerds and other people have been just dubbing Minox rather than using the full scientific name. That it's probably too complex for them to remember. But following this trail, you ascended onto a mostly coral overgrown outpost, one of the kind of trail rest stops, where up there you found evidence that the kids had been with scattered with a pile of empty candy wrappers and snacks, as well as a single burning birthday candle. But it was also there that you came face to adorable face of the children's pursuer. Oh, that sounds a little bad when I say it like that. But Chewy the Chupacabra, a mascot costume lumbering out of the darkness, seemingly left behind and abandoned by pluripotent, left to be exposed. The mostly plastic creation left to be repurposed seemingly by strange tripodal creatures acting in mass that attacked the group before being squished and trampled and set ablaze. The noise sensitive creatures, what those that remain, scattering into the darkness as Carlos and Fred, in the aftermath of this conflict, you turned and saw, seemingly growing out of this organic matter that nearly coats everything within sight, a large, eerily human eye staring at you before it blinked and seemed to, almost as if it was an illusion, or it melted away into the component pieces of the organic interior around it. As last time we left off, Fred, you have a new heading, you believe. a sign showing that the children escaped down the other side of this rest stop area and deeper into the superorganism away from Chewie. So, how do we want to proceed?
Well, we have a kind of clear path where we think the kids went, right? We should probably just follow that.
Yeah.
I don't know what else might be following him.
As well as Tommy using his sense of smell to trail them.
Yes, indeed.
Which it does seem that it goes towards a separate, it's the way I described it last time. It's kind of like a fire escape setup where it's just a sort of a spiraling staircase, but with different levels. Unfortunately, as Fred, you go to try and follow down like you did the previous one. This one is much too overgrown for an adult to squeeze through. It looked like this Chewy costume didn't pursue because it wasn't able to follow them into a. You'd probably be able to follow if you like started squeezing into it, but it's. I'm just gonna say, Winifred, you would know that is a good way to get cave divers stuck.
Yeah.
Like you could probably get through it in one of your animal forms, like a jack-o'-lizard especially, but full adult like Fred, that'd be a problem. There's no way Tommy would be able to get through that.
Yeah, the point is to reunite you with your kids,
Not have the walls eat you.
Which is a very valid concern.
Foreign organism, eat it.
Okay.
So you're probably gonna have to go down the path you came up and circle around, but
Let's do it.
so you descend and you go to circle around, this wide, it's almost like a small mesa in the middle of this area with the coral growing up around it. But you try to circle around it, twisting through the coral growths. The natural lighting of the bioluminescent organisms and such through the gallery here, providing a low level light for you to navigate by. Although, like Winifred and Tommy, that's not really a concern for you. While the rest of you have your own flashlights. I think Olivia has like a pretty powerful one, but you also know that strong sources of light, Winifred, it's a good way to attract things that be, curious about that.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
thankfully, because of the what's that?
if she sees any of these things and makes the observation to herself that where these kids are going might be extra dangerous, she's going to keep that to herself and just make eye contact with Hanzo, this is actually pretty bad, but she's not going to say it directly in front of Fred because she has some emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
The situation's already pretty bad.
And I don't want to say things for Winifred, but I bet since they've been living at her place, she likes these kids. Likes Alex. Doesn't want them to.
Yeah, I really do like these tiny human beings, and I like Fred as a person. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let him in my house without, planning on just eating him later.
That's a glowing endorsement for old Fred.
Eat some now, save some for later.
That's exactly.
You know, it is a great gesture for a vampire to invite you into their domicile.
Like, she
But-
wouldn't, if she didn't like people, she does not allow them onto her territory without there being some sort of ulterior motive.
Just like, oh yeah, you guys can run around the property. Just, careful where you dig.
Yeah, don't dig too deep over in that corner.
Why? Ants.
We didn't always have pluripotent.
But so yeah, you go twisting through the cyto jellies, these free floating, airborne jellyfish, just kind of floating around idly. One of the reasons why the Coral Gallery is safe is these aren't the super stinging predatory kind, or at least not normally. It's kind of seasonal, but at the moment they're fairly harmless, as long as you don't get completely covered in them. You don't say that to kids. That just convinces them to dig when you're not looking.
Oh, I know. And that's why you bury something really shitty there.
I'm not gonna traumatize children that I actually like.
No, it doesn't have to be traumatizing. It just has to be embarrassing. Get stink bugged, idiot.
It's an ancient clown costume.
I mean, we still haven't established exactly how old she is, but we do know it's pretty fucking old.
Send in the clown.
Oh god, Winifred was on the Jester's Jape. That's a crossover. Anyways,
Being a court gesture would actually be in her wheelhouse because she likes shit-talking people in power.
that's really funny.
I get paid to do it. I miss those days.
I miss the days when my boss paid me to insult him and his coworkers.
It was really good.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Roll initiative.
Fuck. Alright.
One combat
No,
into the
no.
other.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you're,
Look, I feel really bad. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's okay. We only started recently.
We,
That-
Yeah,
That's-
last 2 minutes.
That's worse. I feel bad for holding up everything.
You weren't
Well,
the
no.
only one we had to wait on.
Yeah.
Now get in the robot.
I am.
Get in the robot.
yeah, we're still following the kid's trail, basically.
Okay.
And came to the conclusion that, that Winifred might have been a court gesture at some point in her long history.
Oh my god.
Just adding to her weird mythology, one weird shit post at a time.
I'm sure it becomes a thing like Alex just keeps asking her random questions and she just keeps telling him just the most outrageous things.
He's keeping a notebook of everything that Winifred tells him.
It's
and
all
he's
true.
Trying to and he's trying to keep it all straight and create a timeline.
Everything she tells them,
Apparently,
if the kids ask her a question, everything that she tells them is true, but she doesn't always clarify.
Shit, I have a level up that I should have taken.
and there's no reason they should doubt you because you're a fucking vampire and they get up to like weird shit.
So, Carlos,
Yes.
How about that eye?
yeah, how about that eye you and Fred saw? You briefly explained to Fred that you saw it before down in the cistern swamp. But, I was actually going to ask you about something that wasn't involved with the the eyeball. Carlos, there's something kind of nagging at you a bit. Those strange tripods seemed kind of familiar.
Okay.
When Winifred, you told the group you've never seen anything like this in the soup organism.
Mm.
Yeah, Carlos,
Ooh.
there's just this weird sense of deja vu.
I've been in this
Oh.
place before.
I think Carlos would just kind of look at him and try to puzzle it out, looking at it.
Okay.
Did I collect the
Should I-
sample?
I think you bagged one up. But
I think so.
now I'm just trying to think of what to make you roll. There's
Investigate a mystery.
Or just flat out weird.
Oh yeah, there's the weird because you have your psychometry ability now that you learned it from Suze.
To be honest,
But
this is pretty unusual.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I am saying that you get this roll because of your connection to magic. So yeah, roll weird for this.
Okay.
Well, that's a 6. You just have this.
Cool.
Well, make sure you mark your experience, of course. But
I did.
Would
You
rolling
get
to
this-
help out do anything right now?
nope, because
Okay.
this is Carlos trying to like delve into his memories.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Carlos, as you try to think on it, it's that super frustrating experience when you're like, I know I should know this fact. Why can I not? Why is keyword search not working? That kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It's like it's that horrible feeling when you're trying to think of a specific word to explain something, but your brain just can't. But okay, so we'll save that.
It's real fucked up that we don't have a name for that feeling because it feels like you're having that feeling when you're trying to describe it.
Yeah,
Why do you think it's like the? We created the word and then we forgot the name for the word. It's
What is
deliberate.
this?
the universe
Listen,
itself
we-
forgot the word.
Redacted.
So the you continue. Okay, so you circle around, find what you're pretty sure is the exit for the stairs down on the other side that you had to circle around for. And Tommy, you're pretty certain that yep, this is where the kids went. You can smell them, but also, you do see. And actually, Winifred, you be the one who would first notice this, although Tommy right after. Winifred, you do smell blood because it looks like trying to go through this like jagged kind of coral-like growths, which can be rough and sharp at points. It looked like maybe one of the kids like scraped a palm or something because there is like that. It's not like a gushing wound, but it's like there's been blood exposed to the air kind of, and like a few smears as you look
Okay.
at the
Not
the tunnel.
not to be creepy with this question, but which one of the kids does this smell like? Because she knows all of them.
Yeah, this would be Manny, the boy of the twins.
Okay.
Well, they're probably gonna stick together. So follow one, you will probably find the other.
But as you start looking around, I really should have had you roll for that lead. But as you look around, you don't see any more candy wrappers like in the immediate area.
Okay.
So Hold on, let me check. Do, 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 do. Okay, so I guess literally it would be investigate a mystery if someone wants to try to find the trail again.
Alrighty.
Investigate a mystery. Let's see here.
Or if anyone has like alternative like suggestions for it, ideas for tracking them.
I'm going to. I can use weird to do investigate a mystery, so I'm going to do that.
Well,
That's a 10.
Livia and Fred both rolled 10s.
Well, okay.
Oh my god!
I just want to
Fred
see
locks
now.
fucking.
Yeah.
Now I just want to see.
Oh my
Ah!
Jesus Christ.
So,
Well,
a combined
alright.
roll of 30.
It doesn't work that way, but I like where you're going.
god,
So,
we are
okay.
locked the fuck in.
Yeah, so you technically all get a hold of 2. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Those 2 don't really work in this situation. Where did it go? What was going to do? What is being concealed here? Or
What
if you
can
I
hurt
have,
it?
know what is being concealed
Child.
here.
so where did it go and what is being concealed here for Fred? Fred, you start looking around like you see like when Fred and Tommy are kind of sniffing around where the stairs were, and you go like pace around a bit. You're antsy, especially after that encounter with the mascot costume. Like you've seen that same mascot costume up in the museum. Sometimes someone's wearing it, sometimes it's just up in display. But there is a actually we'll go with what is being concealed here first. As you kind of step forward, you're like I said, you're antsy. You're kind of pacing around as they're trying to find a trail, and you hear movement like something skittering. Not big, but you kind of twist your head around, and you see the kind of telltale glisten of the slime covered hide of a cyst lizard as it starts like scrambling around, as you see clamped in its jaws a wrapper of a candy, as it runs up to what you see a kind of weeping sore in the side of like one of the patches of flesh that isn't completely overgrown in coral, as it tears into it and dives in. As you're like, okay, so they did start leaving a trail, but the lizards are cleaning it up, because you saw not one but like a handful of them like stuffed in its mouth. But knowing that, you kind of look in the direction it was in, as you see. Did Fred ever do like hunting back when he was like?
I feel like his dad definitely took him hunting in an attempt to toughen him up on a number of occasions. Mixed success. There's probably a lot of Boy Scout shit that Fred internalized, but not a lot of killing animals and things.
Yeah, so Fred, you kind of like lean back into the remembering some of the hunting trips with your dad, but mostly the Boy Scout trips and remembering getting a badge for like tracking, as knowing that okay, can't really expect to have a physical trail like trash being left behind if these things are around. They're notorious for cleaning up very quickly. You start noticing signs of passage, things that are like trampled underfoot, some of the red weed that has been like, okay, clearly that's the kind of the shape of a few kids, shoe prints. That's bent, and that piece of coral is bent going in this way. Okay, I think we have a path, and you have very, compared to the supernatural senses, you have found a physical hunting trail. that you're pretty sure the kids went this way. Because things that would be evolved to be down here probably wouldn't be as destructive in their passing unless they was big, like the trolls or something. So, yeah, Fred, you have a trail for the kids, and yeah, Olivia and Winifred, you both have your two.
Is there anything else following this trail?
As you see Fred, in motion,
Yeah,
Fred,
he finds
do
the
you,
trail.
yeah, Fred, I don't know if you just like start walking off on your own or if you like tell the, people that you found the trail, but
Got a trail, and then I start walking.
okay. So you start following Fred as he's keeping the kids chill. You start looking around, see if there's anything else around. And
Yeah.
nothing immediate. Like, it seems like this path that they're going, it's not exactly like one of the main trails that, like how there are like game trails through a forest where most animals will pass through. You don't really get the sense that anything's in active pursuit at the moment, especially since you get the feeling that the thing that was pursuing them, you all kind of left it burning in a husk.
Don't forget,
So-
Fair.
you can also hold on to your holds.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's my the other one.
And yeah, Winifred, as you're following Fred, you do pick up on the blood trail.
Okay. I gonna go ahead and hold on to my two holds for now. I think we have the most relevant information at the moment. Unless somebody has a question that they want me to ask. Because we got what happened here and what is being concealed here, right? So
No, where did they go?
Yeah.
where did
I did ask
where'd it
what.
go?
what
Oh,
What
what
was
was
being
that?
concealed?
What was that,
Pretty
Fred?
sure I asked what is being concealed and where did they go.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that was leading you to the trail.
so we got
no one asked
got
what
that.
happened here.
I can kind of guess what happened here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel it's fairly self-explanatory.
I'm gonna go ahead and hold those two holds.
Okay. So, as you continue, or don't be afraid to like if you want to chat. I know this is a lot of me narrating what you are doing rather than letting you have a chance to do stuff. Sorry.
We're locked in. There's not much time.
We're following a trail, so
I don't think any of
Not
us
a
are
lot of-
feeling. At the very least, I don't think Fred is feeling particularly chatty.
Yeah, that's fair.
In fact, he
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
uncharacteristically quiet and focused.
Yeah, he didn't even care about the burrowing owl that was somehow down
There's
here.
been a lot of things
watching
where I
him.
was like, if this was a different adventure, Fred would have some like jokes to make right now. But nope, he's got to lock in.
Yeah, we're all locked in.
There are kids in danger.
And we're also in the bowels of the superorganism.
And
Yeah,
it's a
Olivia
full
would be
moon.
kind of excited. Olivia would be kind of excited if we weren't in this current predicament.
And it's a full moon.
Oh no. 3 of us are going to turn into monsters.
But Olivia, you're still leading down like your own Goldilocks trail, not Goldilocks.
Yeah.
Hansel and Gretel trail with the glow stick markers.
Yep.
These ones, like we said last time, they're coated in a chemical that tastes very bad to cyst lizards, which is why they're they're not for like public use. You just got them because of the preserve's connections to pluripotent equipment. But
Yeah, I might have also just
um,
jacked them off of some like what was supposed to get thrown away because
Mhm.
big corporation waste.
yep. But the continuing ahead, the Coral Gallery. It's it would be extremely easy to get lost in here, which is one of the reasons why it was so actively maintained and patrolled by, deep rangers and just park officials. But now that it's had a chance to essentially rewild, the the coral has become a lot more difficult to traverse, except there is a point where you hit a lucky break, or perhaps rather the kids hit a lucky break, as you seem to have found another path. This one, Winifred, you would instantly recognize. Oh, this was recently furrowed through. As looking around, I won't even require you to use your hold or anything because this is very familiar. You realize a mole tortoise probably charged, or at least trampled through here, because there is almost like cartoonishly, like someone just cleared a path through this coral growth, this coral maze. As sometimes there's even like a perfect arch where the shell would have gone, creating like a tunnel, like a short tunnel through this. As very clearly a mole tortoise just decided they wanted to go this direction. Coral be damned.
Can I tell if that's like immediately recently or a while ago?
Uh, Looking at the how much parts of the coral has scabbed over, uh, probably within like more than like 12 hours, but less than a day. So there are still parts where it's like seeping,
Okay.
but it's not like gushing the blood or fluids. But very clearly this was recently dug.
All right.
Yeah.
Do I think it was as recent as the kids passing through here, or?
Oh no. This was definitely way before.
Okay.
Unless there was some time shenanigans in the transition above and below, this was long before anyone showed up down here.
Okay.
But that only means the kids could have gone down that tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, Fred, you would you would realize that they're going this way, because with the scattered bits of like coral chunks and blood mud, for lack of a better term, there are pretty clear tracks. When I say blood mud, I mean it's like the fluids that have congealed into like half congealed sludge.
If
It's-
I were in the kid's
gross.
position and I saw if I'm in a giant meat organism and I see a perfectly shaped tunnel, I would assume that it was man-made and not an animal.
Honestly, if kids just saw a perfectly shaped tunnel in general, they'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, I want to go in that."
That too.
There's one thing children love: it's a gaping hole in the earth.
Although, Olivia, you do know that mole tortoises were featured on the Chewy the Chupacabra, Okay, so I keep forgetting. It's not named after him. It's the
Ranger Darling.
Ranger Darling show.
Look, yes, but most people are in agreement that we were here for Chewy the Chupacabra.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Unlike you.
Although, I think you did say Ranger Darling did awaken to the young Olivia.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Before there was an
Exactly
Olivia.
my point. But
Hey, look,
yes,
Olivia's a woman of taste. She was there for both.
but yes, the point is the children yearn for the mines.
I was the child. These are the mines. I'm in heaven.
Pretty sure this
What
is hell.
makes for you?
It's an efficient system.
Rawhead Bloody Bones lives down here. I'm pretty sure it counts as hell.
What's that quote? Squirrel hell is dog heaven. It's an efficient system.
Cookie Monster being sent to Cookie Hell. That's punishment for the sinners.
Anyway,
So, you
Oh,
have a
train.
path.
Yes.
He is crucifying the
It
cookie.
looks like looks like a mole tortoise went this way a while ago.
And as you follow it, Winifred, you do realize it's like, oh, that's probably why they went. Because, you know, I'm not really just doing well in describing what this area looks like. Coral is it's just shorthand for what it is. It is very varied, incredibly hard to like differentiate if
For walking through organic coral highlands.
Yeah, but there are points where you see, you know, like there are different clusters of different species or typings, and Winifred, you realize that okay, this area, the mole tortoise paused because it's like the tunnel kind of like suddenly expands where more portions of the coral have been knocked down or dug up. As you're like, okay, it was specifically eating a cluster of this coral organ because you know that's why they dig through and you know
To get to
But-
the tasty meats that they like.
yeah, since you know they evolved from a species that would eat cactus, and you know it's a similar texture you would expect, but which you know is why the flash cloned mole tortoise was rampaging through the cactus farms.
That's the closest it could get, yeah.
But
Alright.
the um shoot, I suddenly hit a wall.
Plow through it.
That's right. We'll get another mole tortoise to bust through it.
Alright, so we're chasing down our kids. We're eating a delicious ham sandwich. We found a mole tortoise tunnel that we think they probably went through.
Yep. And sorry, my brain really 404. Wow.
Do you think it's probably too early for us to call out for them? That could alert more things sooner than we would like. Carlos,
What's up?
I've got something. How are we getting out of here?
That is a very excellent question.
All right, good to know. I don't blame you. It just, you know, popped into my head.
Hopefully the same way we came in. Magic.
Yeah.
That's maybe, if I'm gonna be honest with you, that's the thing with wish magic. It could, but if anything, could also go, hey, it got you down there. Good luck getting out. It's wish magic.
Hey, as long as we got the kids, we can find one of the entrances.
Yeah, Winifred, you're not sure how long it would take you, but you know that eventually, if you got your bearings down here, you'd be able to lead. Would definitely take a lot of explaining and probably get you and Hanzo in some trouble. Probably most likely Fred. But you could probably eventually find, because pluripotent still maintains a presence here, just significantly reduced.
Okay.
But
Ideally, we don't get caught at all.
yeah,
Yeah, there is Tommy's entrance.
you stay away from Tommy's
I
entrance.
was about to say, don't be talking about
Lou.
Tommy's entrance.
Yeah, wow, guys, Lou.
The one guarded by the Siandra.
I'm not comfortable with these sex.
Yeah, that one.
The one with the teeth.
I'm gonna mute so I can chew on my pizza, but I will respond to questions.
I think it would probably be very alarming if you just down on the superorganism with all its alien sounds, and then all of a sudden you just hear meow.
I mean,
Who wished the cat down here?
a burrowing owl got lost down here, so it's not the strangest thing that's happened today.
But following the trail of destruction left by the mole tortoise, it does like occasionally intersect with some of the other more natural trails and paths that seem to form through it. But the mole tortoise, in much the way that a bulldozer doesn't care, just continued on its own chosen path, barreling through. But at those kind of junctions, you wonder if where the kids would go, but they seem to be content following the mole tortoise path.
Who knows? Maybe if we're
Glad
lucky, they're at the end petting the tortoise.
They follow it directly to the surface. They're like, "Where are you guys doing? We've been up
God.
here for hours waiting for you."
Jurassic Park 1 reenactment when they're petting the brachiosaur.
But the yeah, you. So actually, Winifred,
Yeah.
there is a moment where when you're crossing past through one of these paths that the mole tortoise had trailhead intersected with, and you have to stop and kind of double check because you're the one who would be trained to spot this, but looking down this winding path, there is a moment where you have to train your head back to like get that line of sight. Anyone else would have missed it, but you realize, oh, that's new light. That's a pluripotent marker. It's not too far off the trail. Like off of the mole tortoise thing, you'd be able to very easily double back and like refollow the trail. But this would give you a possible chance to like orient yourself where you're at.
Okay.
Especially if we're leaving if we're getting off the beaten path.
Which is funny that bringing up how are we getting out when this was going to happen.
I'm psychic.
Alright, I'll point out the light to everybody else, just so they know where it is as well.
You'd have to go over and investigate it to be like to really get a sense of, because if it's the kind of marker that you think of, there is a like coordinate system for like superorganism that is needlessly complex, but you would know it being a deep ranger.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go over and check it out. Keeping everybody else in like sight. You know.
Okay. So you go down this path, and as you're going through it, you realize uh, um, the path looks. You're like, oh, this one's been a little more maintained. This might be one of the few that they actually maintain for just passing through. And sure enough, when you get to this marker, it's like a what's the term? Like a plinth or a pedestal, where made out of osteocrete that has been erected and staked into the ground, you know, ground the meat. Um, has to be osteocrete, metal or plastics. They get dissolved and corroded too fast. But set on top of it, you see one of the glass spheres that has the organic lighting that is used down here, and there is like a little the placard on it that would give you the appropriate information, and you know that if you need to behind it, there is like a space behind the placard. This like I don't know if that's the correct term, but like behind this panel, if you pull it out, there is an empty compartment that should have like a like a little emergency kit thing. They're not people aren't really supposed to know about them. This is like a deep range or like emergency thing where it's like you might be able to find like little supply,
Okay.
emergency supply things. But
Emergency supply cache.
yes, and when you look at it, you're like, this is new. This is like installed within the last month new.
Oh.
And
Well, they did say that they were reopening the organism, getting ready to open
do
it back
so,
up for
yeah.
tourism. So they
And
were
when you-
probably scouting the place out.
And when you look at it, it's like you find the coordinates and you realize, okay, I know where we're at. This is like one of the branching caverns off of the main gallery. And like, if you're like thinking about it, if like it's just like, okay, if that's due north, then oh wow, you realize the rest stop area, because you didn't have time to like try and dig up where that one was, like marker, like details of it, because you kind of left in a hurry and because Chewy the Chupacabra. But you realize that was probably like one of the furthest outpost, like the rest stop or like rest points that would go out, like one of the furthest out ones. You realize where you had merged deeper than any of the normal trails would go. But looking at this, it is marked potential hiking trail, with like a identifier code. So you get the feeling that this is being scouted as a possible, new hiking path.
Okay.
And yeah, this, judging by the corrosion or like the weathering, this is, brand new osteocrete.
Okay. She's gonna put everything back the way she found it and kind of quickly jog back to where everybody else is, and she's gonna look at Kahanzo and go.
Do you?
Huh?
Sorry. Before you go back, do you look in the little compartment?
Yeah.
Okay. When you pry it open, there is like a, like the equivalent of like a Ziploc baggie in there, where there's like a small folded up map and you realize it is a button, kind of looks like a key fob for like a car, but you recognize it is a high frequency locator beacon, kind of like an emergency, like Jimmy Olsen Superman watch kind of deal.
Okay. And this would call people from Pluripotent to us?
Possibly. Yeah, it'd be like it would like okay, we're getting it'd be like the equivalent of like firing an emergency flare in an area where you can't fire emergency flares.
Okay.
But it would act as a potential locator beacon if there was, anyone in close enough proximity to receive it. Because, something this small probably only works because you're in like a cavernous area like this, so it wouldn't really like go through levels.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It won't pass through the meat. Because that's one of the things about the superorganism is most of the communications, and it's one of the logistics that makes travel down here and expansion difficult, is wireless communications very difficult. A lot of it has to be wired, and they're still trying to develop cords and wires that last longer within the superorganism without having to create bone sheathing
Okay.
or skin suit wiring.
So she's thinking like it probably might be a good idea to take this, but she also doesn't want to take it and have it suddenly missing from a place that was brand new, put in there like a month ago, and nobody is like come to check it.
It is still the superorganism. There are still creatures in here.
Oh, I know,
And
but
some of them love cell phones.
Oh, and there's just the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus.
I'm just gonna
Oh,
make
no.
it.
Don't mind if I do.
I'm gonna move like. I'm gonna open it so it looks like something has like ripped it open with claws, like a curious creature, and just kind of leave it slumped there, like something just got in and scurried away with this thing.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure that the wall lizards will do shit like that, right?
Yeah, although these markers, they are specifically built within that like secret, air quote, secret compartments to keep them from doing that. But yeah, sometimes things will pry them open, or
Just be
we'll knock them
careful
over, that kind of thing.
they don't have a tracker installed.
Yeah, is that something I can check?
Well,
Because it's probably in their interest to keep track of this shit.
Because I mean, it is 1992. I don't know if they have that kind of sophisticated tracking system yet.
well, the thing is it is a tracker, so you're looking for a tracker and a tracker. It's more like if it can be activated remotely is your concern, which
Yeah.
possible, because these might be like similar technology is like used to like like tag chupacabra colonies and other organisms.
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern was more, would they be able to track this even if it hasn't been turned on?
You would expect that Winifred, from what you can remember of these, unless it's like a brand new model, yeah, it's either on or off.
Okay. So what her thinking is she's gonna come back with it and tell everybody what's going on and why she brought it back. And she's gonna specifically look at Hanzo and go, because it looks like they're doing things down here more recently than we thought. If we see anybody, or think there's anybody that might see us down here, I can turn into a jackal lizard and take this son of a bitch somewhere else so they have something else to look for.
Holy shit.
Oh, and did you take the map that was in there too?
Yeah, I took basically anything that might be useful.
So the map isn't very detailed. It's like a, it's like a dot matrix Predator kind of look to it, where it's just like a top-down look of what you would expect the map or the caverns to look like, and you're like, once you realize it's like, oh yeah, okay, we are on the outskirts of what the old area would be. Like we're in this cavern system, or like this lobe of the cavern system here, but you realize this is recently printed, and that you see that okay, yeah, this kind of has like almost like a survey of like showing like different paths they're trying to trail out or map out, but it also points out like different locations where it's like it points out the old rest stop that where you were at. It's like it's like Redis Point Z12, like next to it, it's like derelict. It's like, or it's like uninvestigated, that kind of thing. Just like whoever was through here last just put the most updated map they had there. But it's like you see that there are other sites. Obviously, the mole tortoise's path isn't going to be on it because this is much fresher. That path is much fresher than this map was printed, but
Very fresh.
it kind of gives you a loose like idea of where you're at.
Okay. Yeah. She'll give that map to Hanzo. Or no, I'll give it to Carlos actually to see if he can like.
Maybe you could do some magic psychometry.
Yeah. Or like help the map like point out, where we are, so maybe he can triangulate some shit with magic. I'm not entirely sure how Carlos's magic works, so she's just like, I don't know. Here, have a map.
There is the pendulum magic where you like hold a pendulum over a map or other things, or Ouija board it.
Yeah, but
Pendulum magic it, why not?
Pendulum magic? Okay, Carlos, if you have an idea, I have. If you don't have an idea, I have one, but I always
Sure,
want to
go ahead, bud.
You unplug your headphones and use the jack as the pendulum.
Fair enough.
Oh, dang. So, yeah, you have your headphones on, but you unplug it and spread out the map on the ground, and it, like, just kind of spins a bit. It's like one of the old school heavier, like, headphone jacks. So it has that weight to it, not like our modern, flimsy ones that get broken like nothing else. But, it circles around, and then you see it kind of does that thing where the pendulum is almost magnetically pulled to first the rest point, Z12 or whatever number I said it was, where it's pointing there, and then it begins slowly trailing it. You realize the path that you followed, going through, following this tortoise's path, meandering as it is. This tortoise, it's not like a dead shot line. This thing was, meandering. But passing through, you see it passes where you would be at, like you are here kind of moment. And it does this like little spin there, and those of you who are around, you can hear this like little spike of static from the headphones when it does that, before it continues going along what you would assume is the mole tortoise's path, before it suddenly stops at another mark on the map, and it just stays there kind of quivering as you hear once again all of you singing the birthday song for a moment over these unplugged headphones before the headphone cord goes limp and the music stops.
I do not care for that.
But looking at the map, Carlos, you know what? Here, I'll message you in the Carlos chat so you can see what it is. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Okay, Carlos, I sent it. It's
I
really
don't
funny
like
that
that.
you're the one who. It's really funny that you Grayson, are the one who found out where the kids
Yeah.
are going.
Oh no. Oh, I don't like that.
You should put. Is that your in character reaction?
Yes. Oh
Oh,
no.
You can pull the map away from and look where. But
Hey, Winifred. Does Site 23 mean anything to you?
Does it?
not off the top of your head.
Because they're going to squints at map. Proposed Site 23, the Menagerie Maze, in construction. God, this handwriting's awful.
the menagerie maze.
In construction, menagerie maze. I'm going to guess in character that Winifred would know that there's a lot of things there that are probably angry to be corralled in one place.
Possibly.
Ah. Yeah, she's gonna say that in the most delicate way possible, not how I just put it out of character,
but it is basically the centermost area of this like side cavern lobe of the coral greater gallery of the coral, biosphere here. Biome, whatever the term is. But sorry everyone, this will be more compelling soon. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
good.
It looks to be like almost dead center, like where it would be like the largest area, and there is like a circular area. Looks like it's being cleared.
Okay. Well,
That could mean we might accidentally run into witnesses.
If there are kids down here, that's already happened.
As in pluripotent employees.
Yes, who have just found kids.
Assuming they found the kids. Assuming this is actively being worked on.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it is, the kids are ahead of us. So
they've already seen them if they're down here.
yeah. So I think us being here is still not great, but like we can at least cobble together a story since we're not the first ones here.
I think it's more important to go where we know the kids are at this point.
Yeah.
Especially since they're walking into something called a menagerie maze.
Yeah, neither of those two words is good.
Yeah, we should go fast. Also, before that, what else did you find in there, Winifred? Map, some kind of tracking device.
But we're all there were just that in the map.
Okay.
Yep.
If there are
Also,
people
there
down
would
here,
be
actually.
basically like one of the big glow sticks. That would be it.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! I got another glow stick. Or, well, Winifred's got a glow stick.
Yeah, because you need lighting and stuff, but
Yeah.
so how do you proceed?
Look, if that tracking thing works by setting it off and they, pick up the signal, if they are people down here, you could lead them away from us, right?
That's how I'm thinking it works. I'm sorry, I'm still eating my pizza. So I keep muting and you keep dragging me back into the role playing.
I want pizza.
That's what you get.
I'm fucking hungry. So now you get to listen to me chew it.
Wait. Oh no.
So, are you all resuming the path? Because I'm sure Fred
Yeah.
doesn't want to wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I feel like Fred
Actually-
feels we have a very good excuse, and that excuse is trying to save some fucking kids. They got in here.
Yep.
How'd they get in here? I don't fucking know. I'm trying to save them.
How'd I get down here? Doesn't matter. I'm trying to save these kids. But, so, once again, following the path of the mole tortoise, and actually, because of the 11 and you have a deep ranger with the map, you might be able to shave some time off if you know where they're going. You could, just go from point A to B rather than following the meandering path of this mole tortoise. But, again, I'm not trying to, cause tension of the thing, but it's like, you want to keep following the physical path, or do you want to, take a gamble with Carlos's magic? I'm not saying it is a gamble, and, it's just like, how would your characters...
Hasn't
Yeah,
steered us
because
wrong yet.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can, how would your characters proceed from that? You can follow the physical path, or just go right to where, the magic says they are at.
Look, I'm not gonna pretend I know how your magic works, but it's been extremely helpful. I say we go right to where it's pointing us.
Yeah. There's no knowing whether or not the tunnel will meander.
Yep. Can go as straight as possible.
And so, with Winifred taking the lead, you delve back into the coral gallery, departing from the mole tortoise's path. But with the map and knowing where you are and where you're supposed to be going, it's you feel more confident, and since you had to deal with them previously, I'll say that no rolls required, but you do notice that you do seem to have picked up a few jack-o'-lizard trails, but you were like, oh great, they're gonna start multiplying again like last time. But after a bit, it seems that the three that were trailing you lose interest with such a big group and go to find easier pickings. But you keep your ears peeled and your snoot sniffing, Tommy. You don't hear any more flapping of the Minox, or you do hear flapping of, wings of strange creatures that, dwell within this strange maze, but nothing that seems to be hunting you as a group at the very least. But eventually, Winifred, you find another path. This one recently widened and constructed as you see more, not trail markers like the last one you saw, but more of the lighting, where it is more of the organic lights within the glass spheres atop smaller, spikes of osteocrete driven into the ground. Because one of the few things that do seem to last fairly well within the superorganism barring some areas, is glass because it's just so non-reactive. Acids can't really melt through them unless they're like specific acids, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to digest glass.
Yeah, and so you actually find what would be the equivalent of a road as you realize that, yeah, the ground has been crushed and trampled beneath the treads of the subterranean vehicles that they've constructed for, moving in areas like this. As you find a direct road up to where in the distance you actually see um, some more artificial lighting kind of glowing in the distance. Because but um, at this distance, you're not sure if you can like hear machinery or not. So you're not sure like how busy it is, but you have a direct path to this construction site. It seems.
Okay. Do I Is there anybody around besides, possible children?
On this stretch of this, road, air quotes. Nope, it's just you.
Okay.
You and the group. So no one to gawk at the thylacine.
I don't think there's anybody else but us around and the kids at this point, so.
Yeah, like Tommy, you're trying to. Are you keeping a sniff out for people too?
Yeah.
Yeah, no humans yet. Only the only ones you can smell are your group around you. It was a little disconcerting knowing it's like, okay, I know I can smell the kids going this way, but we're going this way. Okay, but you don't even smell. You don't pick up their trail yet either.
Gotcha.
But you would actually smell. Actually, no, they don't have the vehicles they would use. They don't have so no, you wouldn't smell that. You'd expect to smell like exhaust if there are like vehicles going by, but there is that. You see a obviously traveled road, but there is that weirdly absent. It's like you look at a road and you would expect to smell like just old fumes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But you don't smell anything. Which I know I'm just rambling more and more about setting stuff, but the vehicles, they are run off of the torpedo biopacks, batteries, so they don't need combustible fuels down here, which is a good thing because that makes the superorganism sick.
Mhm.
Anyways,
Yeah, we don't want to wake it up.
so
Yeah, last time that happened, it was bad.
um, so one of the differences between this and the mystery flesh pit is there wasn't a July 4th incident. There were smaller, isolated incidences where Pluripotent made the business thing going, okay, there are so many lawsuits, and they actually. So Pluripotent was a little bit smarter than Anodyne, where they're like, okay, we're kind of going about this the wrong way. If we keep this up, this thing's going to maybe wake up. While Anodyne's just like, oh, let's have a barbecue in its mouth.
Okay.
But, yeah, no, there have been, so I'll just say it, Winifred, because we've had the game long enough. There have been minor, like, earthquakes in town where it's just like, yeah, the superorganism shifted. Pluripotent's like, we don't tell the city that happened. That will freak them out too much. We just say it's natural settling of the ground because of the superorganism, not because the superorganism did it itself. We don't tell anybody that.
Yeah, we don't tell anybody that the superorganism moves, even though that would be a fucking, sensible thing to think. Oh, the giant animal moved underground.
Yeah, I think that only you and Hanzo would know that because Hanzo's probably had to go and like warn people about like, hey, you're spreading a very dangerous rumor that's going to get a lot of people, worried and cause danger to the town. You're inciting a panic, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so you follow this path, this road, following this trail of lights, as it winds through the coral. Because this one it does have to kind of follow the larger bits. It's not like a mole tortoise, which mole tortoise doesn't give a fuck what's in its way. Easier just to kind of like make a road that goes around some of the bigger parts while demolishing some of the smaller growths. But eventually you do see one of the reasons why you didn't see the construction site until you're almost on top of it is because it seems to be set at a lower elevation within this cavern, as there is a moment where on this road you kind of come up to the lip of this large bowl-like valley depression within this cavern. It's one of those few areas, because you look down and you see most of the coral growths have been cleared. In this large circular area, you realize it is a construction site in progress. Seems to be mainly in the process of clearing out the coral rather than construction being set up yet. But you do see areas where osteocrete flooring has been laid out, so there are random areas where there are flat surfaces where you see construction, various endofauna construction equipment, or superorganism and blah 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 blah, whatever. Random interior construction equipment and materials. You even see what looks to be one of the several of the portable hubs, where it's no, not hubs, portable habitat rooms that are they're basically high-tech tents that get set up over these osteocrete bases to create temporary shelter within superorganisms without fully constructing a structure.
Okay.
And there is lighting on, but from this distance you don't hear it looks like construction or excavating isn't in process right now. You don't see machinery moving or hear it turned on. But from this distance, you can't really tell much from else other than that, because it is a big jumble. Because it looks like they're purposely clearing around specific areas of coral growth. So it looks like they want to maybe incorporate that into the construction. You don't know, but it's not like a big flat empty lot. It's you know what I mean. It's kind of a chaos.
Yeah, they're in the construction phase of making, like you said, a maze menagerie, which sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And once again, the alliteration bug strikes me.
Okay. So I can't see if there's anybody actually there right now, or tell.
But you don't hear. And Tommy, you'd be pretty sure you'd be able to hear machinery from a distance, but you don't hear anything like that going on.
Yeah.
Unless it's
it's quiet.
smaller scale.
I think we're safe to get closer.
Okay, so let's see. You know what? Who wants to do read a bad situation?
Oh boy.
So a 9 from Fred.
Read bad situation is sharp or cool?
Sharp.
Sure.
I need to
Let's get
start.
something else.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't mean anything. Oh wow.
Ha! 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 Ha!
Okay. Everyone's Too many people are rolling. I was just about to say. I was just about to say I need to like start assigning people roles rather than be like, "Hey, who wants to roll?" Because, like Olivia, you've done most of the rolls tonight, so I want to give some people other chances too. But then it's just like everyone's just like, "Oh wow, everyone's rolling good."
Ooh.
I'm just rolling.
This
No, I know,
game
but-
about rolling dice. I want to roll dice.
I want to let everyone else have a chance to roll. I'm sorry.
I only rolled twice.
No, I know. I'm not saying.
You're fine. You're fine.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Oh, fuck. So many people rolled well. All right. Can just go through the list, I guess.
Sorry. I was rolling
Uh,
as everybody else was.
Yeah. Best way in, best way out. Dangers I haven't noticed. Biggest threat, most vulnerable. Best way to protect the victims, which you're not sure if there are victims yet. You haven't located them.
Any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
So, Libby, you pull out a pair of like smaller binoculars from your, fanny pack of holding, and the or whatever you use to hold your equipment. But
No, I like it. Fanny pack folding.
yeah, so like era appropriate '90s fanny packs, but the pull out. It's not like giant pair of binoculars, but like a smaller pair, and you're like kind of since you're up above and you're like looking down. There is a moment where you're like, oh, is that a flash of movement? And you like kind of track it because trying to follow something at a distance with binoculars, it can be a little tricky. But
Yeah.
there is a moment where you see this mostly clear area where like you have a good line of sight as you see something large and dark, maybe just because the lighting is bad and just because it's so moving so fast you can't get a good look at it, but you see something large charge past, and you see what would have been one of the shells of one of these tents kind of, like once it passes, suddenly get like thrown up in the air, a crumpled mess before crashing back down.
Olivia, like, you
And-
puts up a finger, like, hold on.
And then like there's a moment later where Tommy, like a few moments later, you hear like a distant like crashing thump, like like a impact sound from a distance, like a distant car crash, like a couple miles away, that kind of vibe.
Hey,
But
what? Tommy, come here. She like holds the binoculars up to you and like points to where she heard the sound.
it's like holding up a tiny pair of the smallest pair of opera glasses.
Oh, that's right. I saw something moving over there.
And
Knock
with
the
her
tent
pointing
over.
it out, like Tommy, you might have to just like telescope it with just like one eye.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I was thinking.
When she points it out, and like it takes you a few moments, but yeah, you do see what looks to be like a flash of something large, like charging it through, and like rampaging about.
Yeah, it's big, he says, giving Olivia back her binoculars.
Dude. Hey, Winifred?
Yeah.
There's something big rampaging over there.
Yeah, I can take a
Can't
guess what
quite
that
make out
is.
what it... Yeah?
We were walking through a tunnel just a minute ago.
Oh shit, it could be a mole tortoise.
Would I really do that two arcs in a row? Yes.
Yes. This is where they're supposed to be, though, so...
Yeah. The last time I fucking rode it like a horse and dragged it.
Yeah, but you don't have knockout gas this time.
Hey, I haven't rolled for it.
So, um, there are other holds, like best way in would be appropriate for this.
Yeah,
So, anyone wants
I
to
don't
use
want to
their...
do. I don't want to do all of the things.
Um,
Yes.
bad situation. You asked any that was your any dangers we haven't noticed, right?
Danger didn't notice. Yeah.
I'm going to guess that I don't have to ask what the biggest threat is.
Yeah, it would be that.
What's the best way in then?
Best way in. Looking about, you'd probably be the best one to ask this question, just being a deep ranger. You are very quickly to, if you run down this road a little bit, there's like a little trail that darts off of it that would get you around most of the construction, and the tangle of the coral, to get around to a cluster of these tents close to where Olivia pointed out where the thing was rampaging. I keep saying tents, but that's just they're an outer shell kind of
Yeah,
that pops out.
tense is the best word for them.
Yeah. But really, I'm imagining something like like that, like the extreme weather tents that they would use down in like Antarctica and stuff.
Okay.
But
yeah,
made out of pluripotent technology stuff. But
Yeah.
so you're pretty sure that would be the fastest way and most direct way through the mess of construction and coral.
Okay. I'll point that out to everybody, and wait to see what we want to do.
All right. What
Now,
do you guys
Carlos,
think?
since you got an advanced success for that one, anything you wanted to do with that?
This was a read a bad situation, right?
Yep. And again, you can flavor, like, if you have a different question that's not on the list, feel free to ask. Don't know if I can answer it, if depending on what the question is, but try to allow flexibility.
But I should take advanced investigative mystery with my level up because that is my best thing I can roll.
I think in this kind of a situation, I think Carlos would open his third eye to see if he can see invisible things that might be magically hidden.
Okay. So you kind of put the headphones back on and just tune into that static that helps you get in the zone. And this is the first time you've ever used this while you've been inside the superorganism.
Uh-oh.
And sometimes when you're up on the surface, depending on where you're at, you'll see strange little ghostly ethereal things. What sometimes you'll even see, and it's like kind of amusing since you're out in the desert, you'll just see like small little ghostly fish or fish like things kind of just drift by. But other times you see full on ghosts or apparitions. But down here it's
Oh, I
the
love
lighting shifts in that weird way when you use this ability. But even down here it's a strange, almost like a filter effect going on, like a fuzz. But nothing immediately jumps at you of that. But now that you have done that, you feel that Hawk. Were you the one who are you the one that would still be holding on to the business card? from the snake?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because you were the one who revealed the writing on it, and you kind of like your hand just goes to it in your pocket and you pull it out, and there is this like aura to it, this twisting like almost like a heat haze effect to it around it. Very faint, just around it, but when you look out towards this construction site where Olivia pointed out where something is rampaging, there is an intenser bit of that heat haze from that direction. But then also a smaller little source of it within a cluster of those little prefabricated tent buildings.
Okay.
And it's that same feeling of when the headphones pulled towards that, pulled toward this area.
Oh shit, is that the kids?
I'm getting 2 signals down there. One of them smaller than the other. Seems to be towards those tents.
As you're looking, Olivia, you might have pulled out your binoculars, like keeping track.
Yeah,
down
she
there.
didn't put them away yet.
You're like looking down there, and you see another one of those prefabricated buildings go kind of like get crumpled up and tossed aside by whatever's rampaging down there. Closer to where Carlos indicated.
Do you think that's the kids?
Yes. You hear her through the static.
Oh
Yes.
fuck! I
familiar-
didn't hear that.
No,
But I hate
only
that.
Carlos
Yeah.
heard that familiar voice.
I
Since
hate
then,
that.
let's go.
Okay, so we need to figure out. We need to distract that thing, so someone can go grab the kids. Fred, you're gonna grab the kids, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Winifred, sorry.
Yes.
When you have that monstrous curse thing,
Uh-huh.
what are the details of that?
It only kicks in if I take damage.
No, I mean, what's like if you did, what happens?
What the consequences?
Okay, I have
I should have
to...
just.
I need to
should've
act
brought up
under
the-
pressure to resist feeding whenever a perfect opportunity presents itself. But it only happens when I, take damage.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So how do we want to proceed?
Okay, Fred's gonna go for the kids. Who's gonna come with me to try and distract or placate our angry fella?
Probably the heavy hitters.
Yeah, I'll go be a fucking distraction.
Yeah. All right.
I'll go too.
Then Carlos,
I'll go help the kids.
You're- good. Yeah, you should go too, Hanzo, since you've got the medical knowledge. Basic medical knowledge, but still.
So
All right, everybody. The whispers.
did you get that thing I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get
So-
that thing I sent you?
Sorry, just to clarify, who is splitting up to deal with the threat, and who is going to attempt to rescue the kids
I'm going after
Kid
the
team.
threat.
or locate?
I'm going
Yeah,
towards the threat
right.
as well.
Same.
Okay.
Our heavy hitters are going towards the threat.
Mhm.
Okay, and Carlos, where are you going?
I'm going with Fred to make sure that the kids are all right.
Okay.
As is Hanzo, unless he doesn't want to.
So Fred, Hanzo, and not Tommy, Carlos. So
Tommy's just going to charge right in towards the thing.
Ah, fuck! Tommy!
yeah, this whole time as you like after you like gave him the like he handed back the binoculars and you've all been chatting about like how to proceed, Tommy just progressively began to like fidget a little bit more, get a little antsy before he
Shit.
just took off like a shot.
Okay,
Screeching all the way.
I'm chasing right after him.
Alright.
Oh, are you doing the thylacine
Alright.
possum scream?
Yep.
Scream at Onas.
God.
I would, but I'd trip and fall over.
Yeah. So, okay, the horrible screeching sound of a were-thylacine echoes through the chamber as Tommy takes off, galumphing forward, following the path that Winifred pointed out. But with his agility and monstrous physique, he probably could have just, clambered through without losing much speed either way. But the rest, Livia and Winifred, you follow behind him. It was just you two going after him, after it with Tommy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it's 6 people, 3 and 3. So, the Fred, you, Carlos, and Hanzo follow after them, running but not as fast. No way you could keep up with the 3 of them, but Hanzo, you and Olivia would probably be an interesting race between the 2 of you, but none of you would be able to keep up with Tommy or Winifred.
Yeah. Me and Hanzo would do the best, but not. Still.
Yeah.
We would not be able
Yeah.
to beat them.
Yeah, but you circle around, go following where Carlos. You follow this beacon, as it were, following where you see it kind of clustered off in this small group of the prefabricated buildings. But Tommy,
Mhm.
as you charge in, you scramble over this mound of coral that has been left to grow there, probably going to be incorporated into whatever maze this menagerie is planned to be. As you clamber up, as you look into what you realize was going to be the central area, that place has been cleared out pretty much, so it almost looks like an arena with how the rest of the construction forms in a ring around it. And rampaging through the middle of it, charging back and forth, you think it's almost like a giant beetle at first. This heavy, dark hide, maybe exoskeleton, armored in plates, or you're not sure. This thing is rampaging back and forth. You're not sure if its hide is chitinous or just thick hide, but a hunched almost dome-like form, and 4 powerful legs that kick it across the ground. The meat scored up and bleeding to reveal like patches of bone and denser meat and gristle beneath. But its head, if it could be called that, the reason you thought it might be a beetle of some sort are these 2 curving pincer-like mandibles arcing forward from it that you see this thing lower and grip sink these mandibles into these horns into one of these tents that is going, and then flip its head back, with the snap of its neck, and then you realize in that motion it's very familiar. You've seen specific animal up above around farms do that. As you look at a strange, monstrous, mutated bull, as what you thought might have been mandible, like pincher-like mandibles, are these curved pair of horns. The the flesh almost flayed away from its face, leaving this warped, ghastly cow-like skull. But oddly, you see a ring of thick metal around where its nose would have been, like you've seen other bulls, as but empty eye sockets that are just these black pits. The head tossing and turning as it rampages around, and then after like stomping these its hooves into the ground, cracking the osteocrete platform beneath it, it like just stands there huffing, and then its head whips around in your direction, and it paws at the ground in that way that bulls will do when they're getting charge, as it lowers its head down towards you. And maybe the comparison to mandibles was accurate, as you see the horns clack together like a pair of mandibles in your direction.
So he's going to let out a horrible, I'm gonna say hiss, as a threat, just to see what this thing does.
It charges.
Yeah, Ami also charges.
Yeah, whenever you got there, like shortly after Tommy did, so you see this thing like turn and look at him. And Olivia, you're getting there, you like huff and puff up there. I'm not saying you like having breath, but you like run out there like, why did I try to keep up with them?
Keep up with the superhumans.
Yeah, and then you're just in time to see this monstrous mutated bull thing charge at Tommy.
Do you want me to roll kick some ass?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And since you kind of arrived, Tommy, Winifred, Olivia, well, that is the order.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Ooh, 12.
Nice.
All right. I do have a question before I do say my damage and whatnot. So I'm gonna just copy paste my werewolf stat block doodad.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering, do Claws of the Beast add a +1 harm to Claws and Teeth?
Natural attacks deal +1 harm, yeah.
Yep.
Because I also have that.
Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Just wanted to be
so
sure.
That would mean your claws do 3 and your teeth do 4. Or, unless your teeth is already boosted up from that.
No, I'm just adding it to it now. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
So Tommy is going to,
Pounce.
move around the horns and just, bite down onto its back.
Okay. So, yeah, this thing charges at you, and you see these horn mandibles snap at you with that clack of bone on bone. As it misses you, and you dart to the side and go to... You said you were biting?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you chomp down with your horribly long jaws onto this thing, and it's a good thing your jaws can open to such a wide angle, because this thing is built like a tank. It's a big, thick neck as you chomp down, and if you weren't supernaturally enhanced yourself, this thing would, most things that would try to attack this thing would not be able to get through its very tough hide. And now that you're closer, you realize that kind of scattered about its hide, you see old weapons, implements of, you see spikes and stuff embedded in its skin that have broken off. They almost, you can't be sure, but it's is that a medieval spear embedded in its back before it tries to buck you off. So advanced success. Um, on a 10 plus, you get an extra effect. You gain advantage +1/4 to give +1/4 to another hunter involved in the scene. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them.
I'm gonna go force where I want and just keep it held down.
Okay. So yeah, you clamp down with your jaws, at its neck, trying to sink it in, and yeah, thankfully because of your enhanced strength, your teeth sink in, and you like grab onto one of the horns as it's like trying to spin around and knock you off. But you're a big, heavy, dense thing as well, so yeah. But it does, like kind of slam you against this pile of coral, and you would take 3 harm.
Okay.
Minus whatever your armor is.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, because you're keeping it in place, but it did, still like slam you against the wall. So Winifred, your turn.
Okay.
We'll get to Fred and the rescue group in a second.
Well, I am definitely going to kick some ass.
You all just got there much faster.
We are generally the more physically fit of the 6 of us.
Jesus.
Another 12. Well, first it
Jesus
was
Christ,
3 10s
guys.
and now 3 12s.
Literally, it's like, slows down. I don't even need to do anything.
So what are you going for, Winifred?
Okay, so I watched it slam Tommy into the wall after he like jumped on its back. I'm gonna see if I can.
He's standing like to the side of it, grappling it, like feet planted.
So he's holding it there. I'm gonna bite it. Guess. I'm gonna grab it by the throat and like try to start ripping it out.
Go for the other side of the neck that Tommy's latched onto.
Yeah. That's 4 harm.
Okay. Same as Tommy.
I don't
And
know if I get anything beyond. Let me check something out. Yeah, let's see here. I'm going to just suffer 1 less harm for rolling over a 10.
Okay. So the retaliation where like it tries to kick you off with one of its its front leg would have done 3, only does 2, which I think you resist.
Yeah, I do. It does 1.
Okay. But Olivia.
All right. So would using my hold.
Oh, sorry, real quick. I just wanted to say, I realized the way that Winifred and Tommy are attacking this is the same way Spear and Fang would take on something.
Yeah.
Latch on with the big jaws, and then the smaller, speedy thing goes in and disembowels the bigger thing.
Would using my investigate a mystery hold be my turn?
Oh, to use your turn to investigate a mystery?
No, I have the hold left. I'm wondering if I using that, would that take my whole turn?
No. What do you mean?
Okay, cool. I have a hold of 1 left over from
because that
mystery.
just, you can use that as a +1 to a hold to a roll.
What sort of creature is this?
So I'm just gonna say, Lyria, you would not have nowhere near the knowledge of this is. This is not a superorganism thing. This looks like a mutated bull.
This is a monster. Loose. You don't deal with monsters.
I mean, that is not true at this point.
Yeah. Now
you
that
did not
Tommy...
go to school for monsters.
So I'll just describe it a little bit more, because now that Tommy is kind of holding it in place, you see that the the flesh around its skull seems to have been flayed off, like removed
Ooh.
or just like decayed away. But the bone itself seems misshapen. You've seen a fair amount of cow skulls, it's Southwest decor. They're all over the place. But, yep, forearm. And, but like the horns, they are moving, cow, bull horns, they don't move. They're part of the skull. These are moving like mandibles, trying to snap at Tommy, but he's holding onto one of the horns. And this thing, the body, it's bulkier, wider than a bull would be. Bulls are big, but this is shaped in a way that a bull wouldn't be. It's more pure, like vaguely pyramidal shape. Like if someone made this in a blender model, they would start with like a pyramid kind of shape. But
Okay.
kind of like almost like a beetle, which is why Tommy thought it was almost a beetle when he first saw it. And the legs are kind of under the bulk, more similar to a beetle, but the hide it does look segmented, almost not like
It's
not like a beetle exoskeleton, but almost looking more like armor plating. And there are things impaled in it, like old wounds. Like,
is there actually a spear?
It looks like a spear or the equivalent of something, like an old like handle with like rusted, like you see rusted metal sticking out of points of it. Winifred, as you like charged in, you actually see like embedded on like the equivalent of its shoulder, rusted but heavily embedded in. It looks to be like the snapped head of like a woodsman's axe. In a style that hasn't been used in like a long time. But whatever this thing is, Winifred, you're pretty sure this thing is just as confused to be down here as the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my
This is
well,
so. I mean, that's not really like using an action. So, do you have something you want to do?
I do. I do want to attack it because there are children nearby in danger, and my friends here could be easily fucking gored to death. They're tough, but like this thing's as tough, at least.
Have you heard the sound of like the super big crocodiles when they snap their jaws shut, where it's like
Popping.
bone on bone? It's like that when these things snap together. Like they aren't perfect points, like an ant's mandibles. They are like crushed bone, like slamming together. That would be more like crushing than piercing.
Well,
we're dealing with some kind of weird bull beetle, fucking SMT minotaur motherfucker.
A bowl tool, if you will.
A bull tool, yes. I'm going. No, not sharp, not sharp. I'm gonna roll kick some ass because I have other things to put on top of it. Because yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can even basically succeed before I do anything else. I do. I'm gonna get
success.
Yeah. So I can do it. I'm just gonna get hurt back. Okay. Oh boy. First.
Well, you really should have described what you're attempting before you roll. I gotta be a little more strict about that in the future.
That's fair. It's fair. Well, I rolled that first because I have other things that I put on top of my attack. So I was like, before I even describe all this, I need to make sure I can like actually start it. But that is fair. I'm going up with my mallet, and I'm going to like one of the objects stuck in its body, and I'm going to use the mallet to, I'm kind of gruesomely probably knock whatever it is out of the bull.
Oh.
Bull tool? So that's probably gonna weird relief. But they've been in there so long, it's probably gonna do more damage as I rip out whatever this is.
Okay.
I'll let you decide what it is.
What's the damage that
My mallet is
hammer and stake?
so it's 3 harm intimate.
Okay.
Slow wooden, but these are silver tipped stakes.
Yeah. So
I don't think that matters here, but
So one of the things that I was waiting for all of you to get your turn through, and this is the perfect time to showcase it. Tommy, you're used to a certain amount of blood to meet your tongue when you bite into something as hard as you're biting. It
Yeah.
took a lot more effort than you expected for your teeth to pierce this thing's hide. And similarly, Winifred, when you tried to slash and bite at this thing, you had to like pull at it, like tear away this thick hide. As you realize your 4 harm attacks, only 1 harm got through. As Olivia, you run up and try to smack this thing, and it's like hitting it's like running up and hitting a street sign. It just, you feel your arm like vibrate from the impact, and then it kicks at you with with its hind leg. Fortunately, dealing 3 harm.
ow. Okay, 1 harm because I have. I mean 2 harm because I have armor.
Yeah, this thing is big and it hits hard and it can withstand a lot. It is quite literally a tank.
So if I'm going to use precision strike.
So, well, no, you did 0 harm. Because it's actually armor.
Well,
What does
when you
precision
inflict
strike
harm on so when you inflict harm on a monster, you can aim for a weak spot. Roll plus tough. On a 10 plus, you inflict plus 2. On a 7 to 9, you inflict plus 1. On a miss, you leave yourself open to the monster. So I guess
wasn't that your kicks?
It goes on top of your attack.
Oh, so then you need to roll again.
When you inflict harm on a monster, yeah.
Well, no harm was technically inflicted. But, I mean, this might let you get
that is up to you, yeah.
Go ahead and roll it, and if you succeed on it, you'll do the weak spot damage, but you won't get the extra, it's still 3 armor, but...
Yeah. Oh, well, I could do that, or I could do Sly Ludo, which won't really do any more damage, but it could... I guess that would give the others a +1. I think I would do a +1 harm, so if I succeed on that, I would do 1 harm. But if I do the other one, I could get 2 harm.
So, which one are you doing?
I'm gonna do precision strike. Precise strike.
Okay.
Come on! Yeah, come on. Yeah! +2!
So, 2 harm?
2 harm! Yeah.
So, what would have been 5 harm if they didn't have armor? It was...
Yeah, fuck.
Okay.
2.
So, yeah. So, same thing, you still got kicked, but we'll just say when you hit it, like your arm still has that numbness from hitting something heavy and metal. But you do see there is like a spurt of blood as you hit what looked to be like this spike of metal, kind of like, it was like a piece of metal with a bit of wood attached. No, I want to be, it'd be like a piece of metal with a little like a. You hit this piece of metal, and when you hit it, there is like a spurt of dark blood where it looks like it like tore a bit. Because you're right, this thing has been embedded in its side for quite some time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm gonna.
yeah, it knocked you back a good like 8-10 feet from that blow.
I am at 3 harm.
So, well, Fred and the group, the rest of you. I should get more ambience for like combat and stuff, but you hear like Tommy's horrible werethylacine screeches in the distance, and the sound of rampaging whatever it is over there. As you slip closer to this cluster of buildings where you assume that where people would construction crews would rest or whatever, but walking up to it, you step onto this like osteocrete, platform, slab, and there is like a cluster of 5 of these like buildings or like tents. How do you want to proceed as you hear this conflict going in the distance? You don't immediately see the kids, but yeah, Carlos. And as you got closer, it's not like one of these is like lit up like the kids are here, but now that you're closer, it's like you can't really differentiate what is.
Well, you might as well start calling for their names.
Yeah.
Fred.
Hey. Alex? It's Dad. We came to come find you. Hey. No,
Is it really
not
you?
doing the Oh, thank God. He's not doing the Jurassic Park thing.
Like you
Yeah,
hear from
it's me!
one of, and the door flings open, and there's a flurry of movement and running. Your son, as he just launches himself at you,
Aww.
and Carlos, you see behind the twins kind of step forward as well, kind of suspiciously, but Alex, he's just like clinging to you, like, "Oh, Dad, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened."
Hey. It's alright. We'll figure out all the details later. Right now, let's get you guys out of here.
We can't leave and you hear Rio, the girl, go, "We can't leave the bull thing is out there."
Okay, that's probably what the others are dealing with right now.
Oh God, my kidney!
I'm sure they're fine. Alright.
And the kids, like, now that you have a moment to look them over, no serious wounds. There's a good amount of cuts and scrapes, rushing, as any kid will get rushing through the wilderness. But
Honestly, as any kid will get, period.
yeah,
Yeah.
but nothing like significant, like nothing that Hanzo will have to like make a roll for the tree, like some cuts and scrapes that will need to be cleaned up, and maybe a course of antibiotics, just being down here in the superorganism, but that's just safety measures that they recommend anyone who's been down here that gets like an open cut.
Listen, what matters is, found you guys. You got away. We know the way back. We're gonna get you out of here. Everything's gonna be okay.
And one of the men, he chimes in and goes, I don't know what happened. We were on the through, and then all of a sudden it let us out in the here, and then when we got out, we turned around and it was gone again.
Yeah, some wacky magic nonsense happened. That's not a joke. That's just literally the easiest way to explain.
And like Alex turns to them and goes, "I told you." Like, and they go, it's like, "Well, you didn't believe us when we said," and they like start like doing that like kids, like, "I told you." "No, but you didn't believe me when I said this," and it's just like,
Children.
What? Oh. And then there's like another like sound of impact from the distance, and they kind of flinch. They go,
Ow,
we
fuck!
think it was hunting us. We don't know. Chewie was, whatever was inside Chewie." And the kids, like, there's like this collective shudder of like, Ugh. In remembrance.
Yes, yes, truly reminds us all that costume mascots were and continue to be a mistake. It's funny because I was a costume mascot for a time.
You can catch up later. We need to get out of here.
There's a good chance that Fred has been forced to wear the Chewie mascot costume at the museum, and someone would like called in sick.
Yeah.
It'd be so fucked up if sent a photo of that to the kids prior to this. It's like, look, your old man's wearing the suit,
Oh.
Jesus.
and then later confronts the mimic.
Dad?
That's fucking terrible.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh god, I wish I had thought of that. So, they, the kids are like, okay, where do we go? This was the only, actual place that seemed like there might be people. And, one of the twins is like, yeah, we saw it was being constructed, so we figured someone from Pluripotent would find us eventually, but then that thing was here, and it seemed really pissed off when it found us, and Rio hisses at him. He goes, "What? I can swear Mom's not here. It's a dangerous situation." And Alex nods and goes, "Mom says I can swear sometimes if it's situations like this when it gets weird." And then he flinches. Goes,
I'll cover for you kids. Don't worry about it. Let's get out of here.
"Okay." So,
Gonna be honest with you all, there's a very good chance that Fred is gonna be swearing as we go through all this, so we'll just all agree not to tell anyone.
Fuck!
and then, there's another shout, and Alex looks nervous and goes, "That sounded like Olivia. You should go help her. That thing was really big and mean. I don't think... Even if Winifred's there, that thing's gonna need help."
Don't worry, Tommy's there too. He's gonna help out the most.
He's always seen Tommy as this 4 foot tall little son of a bitch. It's really funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he'll sucker punch her in the kidney.
And so,
He has a grenade.
before we return to the combat, the conflict, how, the kid, what are you three of you gonna do? Now that you recover the kids.
Go
I
back.
am not leaving their fucking side.
Fair.
And actually, you could actually, because I said it was getting closer to them. You peek around this cluster of buildings because they were in the far one from where it was rampaging, and they were hiding what would have been the last one it got to. Hanzo, you peek around as you see Tommy. You can roll.
Yo.
Your turn.
Alrighty.
So, the rest of you can actually get right into it if you need to, if you want. Or, take some shots from a distance.
Olivia reminded me I had a grenade. I'm not going to use it now,
Okay.
but I have
Oh
it.
god.
Anyway,
You remember the scene from Starship Troopers with the giant beetle one?
Yes.
I was had the idea of just shoving the grenade down its throat, but I don't think that'd work out too well for us, so I'm not going to do it.
Lose a limb.
Exactly. It's just
Let's test that regeneration factor, the extent of it.
alright, let's kick some ass.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So you get the extra effect
Tommy,
again.
go.
Alright.
Gain
I'm
the
going
advantage
to-
for +1, inflict terrible harm for more harm, suffer less harm and retaliation, or force them where you want them.
I'm going to inflict more harm onto it.
So since you're already chomped down on them, you kind of reposition yourself and just give a big bite, and sure enough, like more, you feel the flesh tear, and in a very disconcerting way. It almost feels like it's. I don't know if Tommy's ever had the experience of those videos of dogs that just go to town chewing at like logs of wood, like just shredding them. It feels like you're trying to tear through extremely dense wood before the blood gushes. Almost as if the muscle isn't muscle anymore, whatever this thing is. But it does. Now that you are no longer holding it in place, it spins and swings its head at you. Thankfully not pinching you, but slamming the like squeezed together horns so they're almost like a circular halo over its head. But enough of a battering ram to hit you in the gut and knock you back. This would do the 3 harm minus whatever your armor is when you're shifted.
Okay.
But now it is like staring at you, like doing that bull thing where it's getting ready to charge again. And now that it's like seeing that, and Olivia and Winifred, now that you're like standing back and seeing this, it does almost look like a bull from like a fighting ring, where where they've been stabbed in the back by the spears. All these old weapons and spikes just stabbed into it. This thing, whatever it's been through, clearly survived some shit.
Yeah. This whole thing, someone was using it as a fucking pincushion.
So, Winifred.
Time to break its lucky streak.
This thing has tossed away Tommy.
All right. Just for flavor's sake, it's not gonna do anything to my damage or anything, I'm pretty sure. But she's going to shapeshift into a jackal lizard, so maybe her teeth will go in deeper. And she's gonna try to kick some ass again.
Go full Wolverine.
Basically.
All right.
Holy shit.
Do you have advanced yet?
I don't yet, but
Maybe you should.
I probably will after this one because I'm hovering at a level up here. So.
Well, so you get the extra effect.
I'm gonna force it where I want it, where I'm going to jump on its back, and I'm gonna wait for it to start charging at Tommy, for flavor's sake. I'm gonna jump on its back and then shove its horns into the dirt as it's charging, so it ruts itself down in there.
Nice. So yeah, you go ahead.
Basically, kind of pinning it, I guess. Force it where I want it. Stop it from charging at Tommy.
Yeah. So as you do that, you clamber up onto its back as this jackal lizard, and Olivia, there's this moment of you didn't see Winifred's transformation, but you just see this familiar looking jackal lizard leap onto its back, and you're like, wait a minute, Winifred? As all of a sudden you see this thing jump up and clamp down onto with its jaws into the side of its neck, by the horns, yanking it down, and it goes, and the horns actually swivel around because they had parted open to try and impale Tommy or pinch him, but they go and almost cartoonishly get embedded into the wall of the coral for the moment.
Fuck yeah.
And your bites do 4 harm, right?
Yeah, 4 harm.
Okay, so 1 point does go through. It's probably more from the impact of it running into the wall, honestly.
Than anything, yeah.
But yeah, the jackal lizard's teeth were, definitely are able to sink in to get a good bite strength. So,
I'm not really
But it is thrashing. Yeah, you would take the 3 harm minus whatever your armor is.
Yeah.
I obviously cannot hurt the thing very much, so I am not going to directly attack. Roll funny, please. That's
Daredevil move.
yes. It didn't roll. Why didn't you roll?
It
Well,
kind of
because you still have to roll a tough.
yeah.
Eight.
Hey.
Pick one. Oh shit. Interruptive move. So they can't do it. Take +1 forward. Give them 100 forward. 6 you don't suffer harm in return. God. I was hoping to get suffer no harm in return and then do, the other things because I'll be like near death if I take another hit from this thing.
You do have a gun.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. If you're gonna take damage.
Yeah, that's right. I shoot it
There you go.
So
with
kick
my
some ass.
magnum.
So roll and kick some ass.
Yeah.
So I could be mean and have you take the tough roll, but kick some ass.
That is tough, right?
Yeah. Although
Yeah,
it
yeah.
should be a
I
kick
know- I
some
know-
ass roll, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. I'm overthinking things. Roll. 8. I shoot it. I believe it's a 3 harm. Yeah, 3 harm. Close. Reload loud.
Yeah, so the funny thing is let's see.
I do no damage.
Yep. You fire and it's not like it like ricochets off.
I
It
could
just-
precision strike again.
Yeah, you want to try it?
Try and get something. Yeah. I'm getting fucked up if this fails, though. Just fair warning. Olivia's dying if this. Woo! Okay. That
And
wasn't a
yet you're
failure.
making-
It was a
you're
plus.
choosing to do it.
Yeah, that's a +1 harm. So that's 4 harm. So that's 1 harm.
Yep.
Cool. Hey, it wasn't a 6. That would mean I would just die.
It might kick you in anyway.
Okay, so
Right.
who wants on the rescue team? Who wants to go next? Because you shot it, and this thing is a physical brawler, and it is technically stuck in the one place. You don't take retaliation damage.
You're welcome.
Only because
Yeah,
Winifred
thank
is
you.
keeping it in place. Otherwise, it would have turned around and charged you.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be dead.
So,
I think our best
Hanzo,
option
Carlos,
is
Fred.
to head down a space where its bulk won't be able to follow us.
Oh, you're just running.
Isn't that the
That's fair.
idea?
I assumed you were going to help us.
Help you take down the giant beast that is impervious to bullets.
Yes.
I have a
You're-
gun.
I'm holding it in place right now for them to get these kids
Yeah.
out of the fucking way.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yes. We're
This
here
is
on
not Dungeons and
Xbox.
Dragons in which we maul everything that comes towards us. Sometimes you fucking run away from the giant monster.
As soon as I am able to let go of this
it
thing
was-
and run, I'm going to.
So,
It was just funnier to say yes.
I have a
Hanzo,
gun.
you're helping Fred protect the kids.
Yes.
Okay. Need to get you some pluripotent gadgets.
Yeah.
Because I ran into that same thing with Isaac, where I'm just like, I have a gun and people are turning into monsters and using like space magic.
I got $3.
Olivia's, to be fair, Monster of the Week is by design not really supposed to be a game where you slug it
Survive.
out with the monster.
Exactly.
Which is why this thing can trample a person to death in 2 turns, or 1 turn normally.
Yeah, so I'm not
Yeah.
getting near that.
That's why I'm holding it in place until you run away.
So, Fred
Act under pressure,
or
I suppose.
yeah, Fred or Hanzo. But yeah, act under pressure.
Either one of us or both.
You know what? Let's have Fred do it because it's daddy time,
Yeah.
and you can do the help out if you want.
All right, gang, it's daddy time.
Hmm.
Ha ha ha. You want to burn a luck?
Oh,
Yeah, I do.
You're burning a luck.
Yep.
Okay, and what?
well, considering the circumstances,
nice.
fair.
And Fred, what does your luck point do? I think it's something. It's one of the fun ones.
When you mark a luck, you trigger your playbook's luck special. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I think it's one where I get a clue as to the next adventure.
So, as you are trying to, you're guiding the kids away, there is a moment where you feel something like roll under your feet, like some debris, and you start to
Yeah,
stumble.
when I spend a luck, I find something weird, maybe even useful.
Okay. So
I'm still
as-
waiting for my luck thing to trigger.
Yeah, so as you stumble forward, you look back to see what you tripped over, and you're not sure what you're looking at for a second, but it's this short piece of metal, about 6 inches long. On one end, there is like a single chain link that is left on it. Both pieces of metal fairly rusted. These look very old. But on the other end, where the broken chain would be attached, you see, 2 barbs that are like facing backwards on one side, and it is bloodied, freshly bloodied. As Alex is like, "Oh, careful, Dad! When this thing charged, this thing went flying off of it." And he picks it up and hands it to you. As you look in, it looks to be like a tip of like a old harpoon.
Huh.
And Carlos, how long does your magic eye go?
Oh, until I need it to shut off.
And as you Fred stumbled in and he's getting up, standing up, as he's trying to usher the kids, because there is scattered debris, there's tools and stuff, and just items that were scattered about as this thing was rampaging around throwing stuff. But you look at this thing, and it has a powerful enchantment. This thing, it's not so much glowing as you kind of get the Geiger counter clicks as you look at it. Not like danger, but more like, oh, that is special. But so yeah, Fred, you grab it and pocket it, probably just out of not even most really paying attention. Your focus is on the kids. As you and Hanzo go and start guiding the kids, and Hanzo, there is a moment where, as you kind of take the lead, for a moment, where you're guiding the kids away from the construction site, when stepping out from around is a jack-o'-lizard that snarls and hisses at you, but you fire a shot, not at it, but near it, and the loud noise is enough for it to as it turns and scurries away in shock. That's your help out. You help scare away anything that's
That asshole took a shot at me. Why some people are so fucking rude.
and
Walking
So,
it. Ready to nibble.
Carlos, anything you wanted to do. I will say you probably be helpful against the bull, Mr. Magic Man.
Okay, fine. I'll be helpful against the bull.
I'm not saying you have to. It's just you hear a lot of swearing from Olivia in the distance.
Once I'm sure that those two have the kids, Carlos will take a couple steps back and then run back towards the sounds of conflict.
You can also tell us that you have the kids, and we can like go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It completely comes in. It's like, we got the kids, good to go. That thing needs to go bye-bye. Old ass, ancient ass, cow ass motherfucker.
I had.
Go,
Bye-bye.
Damn it.
So,
The Minotaur pincushion?
what were you trying to hit it with?
Oh, you know my usual fire spells.
Okay, so what's your damage for it?
Alright. So, I was doing a fire missile, so it'd be 3 harm, fire, magic, fire, obvious, and loud. The effect of fire has the, if you get a 10 plus on a combat magic roll, the fire won't spread.
Okay. So, not really much around it to catch fire at the moment, so that's not really a danger.
Okay.
But, it itself isn't catching fire. But when you hit it though, it does react. Like its horns are still lodged into the wall for the moment. Thanks to Winifred's, you see this jack-o'-lizard hanging off its neck, but you strike it with this bolt. The flesh does crackle like like fire's been hitting it, but it does recoil from that more that it seemed to react to, at least Olivia, you, Tom, and Winifred would notice this. Carlos, you wouldn't have had the deep
I understand.
data. But yeah, you see that this thing does not seem to appreciate fire.
Oh, good to know.
Like, it reacted more to the fire than it did to several things trying to rip its throat out or getting shot.
Good to know that I need to keep my flamethrower on me.
But Tommy,
Mhm.
so you heard Carlos shout that, and you saw this thing react in aversion to the fire.
What did Carlos say again?
That
Kids, get the fuck out!
that Fred and Hanzo have the kids.
Okay. Yeah. Tommy is going to book it.
Okay.
Fair and valid.
Time to leave.
So, act under pressure.
Of course.
Okay. This could go either very well or very badly.
Nice. Okay. So let's see. Where's outcome, correct choice, or price to pay? Which one do I want to give you?
Lay it on me, DM.
Hard choice. Well, actually, I don't think you can leave.
Oh shit.
Tommy,
Oh no.
Yeah.
you feel the pull of the moon above you, even through all this meat and earth. And
I had a hunch.
blood, as strange as it is on your tongue. You cannot leave this fight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is your price to pay.
Fuck Fuck yeah, let's go.
So go ahead and
Tommy?
kick some ass for me. Like
Alrighty.
you see him start to turn and like walk away before there's like that freeze before he just turns and lunges. Kick some ass.
Alrighty. Let's fucking go.
And as you leap, this thing rips its horns free from the wall, and you leap right into the mandibles as they crunch down, dealing
Oh,
5 harm.
Holy guacamole.
Minus whatever your armor is.
Fuck. We've got a problem!
Which activates Berserk.
Yay!
Oh, fuck.
What's that do?
No matter how much harm you take, you can keep going until the current fight is over. During the fight, the keeper may not use harm moves on you. After it ends, all harm takes effect as normal.
Fuck, Zoe had that. She never actually, like, got to, go full berserk, but... Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Sorry, but that was a things go to hell moment, so the
Yeah.
damage was boosted a little bit.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you see Winifred as you gotta get like dislodged from it, and you like fall. You are there as you see Tommy leap and try to, claw at this thing as these mandibles crush in, and they even, impale through his sides before this thing lifts its head up and then slams him down on the ground before like the horn mandibles release him and it steps back. I keep saying mandibles when these are very clearly horns, but they act like mandibles.
They're horndables.
Beatable.
Horndables. Yeah, it's very much like a stag beetle,
They
a
grab.
bull beetle.
Okay.
But at least it didn't throw you like a stag beetle. That would have been funny.
Yeeted out of the frame.
Yeah, that one. Tommy sent it to next week.
Goodbye.
As a matter of fact, he does disappear from this adventure and only appears during the next week. Tommy is the new monster of the week.
Oh my god.
He truly monstered that week.
You joke, but he was kind of.
I know, and he'll be it again.
This
So-
time
He'll appear next arc.
Yeah, Winifred, you just saw Tommy get fucked up.
Jesus, man. She was going to, like, start running as soon as she heard the kids were okay, but then she watched Tommy just... It looked very obvious that he was going to leave, and then he, like, turned around and looked like he went feral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a wild look in his eyes.
Alright.
But Winifred, you've seen similar looks in some vampires over the years. Sometimes even in your own face, if you could have seen it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I saw it in her own eyes.
I am,
If she could have used a mirror.
I am not going to be able to leave, and I'm also not going to be able to say to leave. Just take the kids and go, because I'm a fucking jackal lizard right now. So she's going to spare one glance at Olivia and Carlos as they're running up, and jerk her head towards the others, and then she's going to leap at this thing again.
Nom noms.
And this time I'm
Alright.
going to, I'm gonna life drain it, which does just 3, so it's not going to get through its armor, but it's also going to make me, not die, because I can eat it, basically. Stay.
So you got that as your extra effect for the +10?
No, it's base. It's a life drain.
Then you still get a plus, either advantage, inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want.
I'm going to force them where I want, which is down again.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
kind of like took a bit of damage there, but I can get all of it back and start taking more until Tommy can, get through this thing's
Yeah.
armor enough. Or Carlos.
And as you it like slammed Tommy down on the ground and then reared around in the direction of Olivia and Carlos because loud gun, painful fire. And it twists, and you're able to go lunge underneath his jaws again, very much like a marine or badger or something. Latch onto its throat, and you just use that unexpected weight to like swing it down, and your like lizard claws just dig into the bone and flesh of the ground.
Okay, so I got it pinned. Tommy's berserk.
Carlos. Yeah. Looks at Carlos. So like, we're not leaving them here, right?
So I guess would Olivia go first, or would I go first?
Olivia, you have a gun.
Yeah, it's technically Olivia's turn.
Yeah.
Unless.
Yeah, but she's trying to talk to you while all this
There's not really a turn order. So.
Yes, it is noble to not abandon your friend, but also you have to recognize your friend is now a danger to everyone, including you.
Also, that we have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia, I mean this kindly. They're strong. They're doing fine. I'll give them some backup. But those two up there, they're gonna need help with the kids, because they're kids. And you know I'm not good with that. So.
Yeah.
Tap out, tag out. Go get them.
Yeah, you were way more effective on this thing than I was. Fuck. We'll get into somewhere where it can't chase us, and then you fucking come get us, all right? You come find us, all right?
Yeah.
She'll hand you a trank dart with this the silver infused trank dart. This is in case you need to calm Tommy down, okay?
No worries. We got it. Go.
Alright.
So what are you doing, Olivia?
She gave him a trank dart and then ran to catch up with the others.
Oh, with Hanzo and Fred?
Yeah. Because my gun didn't do shit.
Okay. Well, you're able to find, you were able to shoot it pretty well, once you found it.
I did one harm!
I did 2 extra harm.
Second time I rolled it. The second time I rolled it, I only got 1 extra harm. First time I did get 2
but you were
harm.
still doing, you were still keeping pace with Winifred and Tommy, honestly. You did more than them, actually.
That's a good point.
You can abandon them to save the children, it's fine.
Yeah.
We told you to go.
Fuck you.
And Tommy is fucking zoned in. He is lost in the goddamn sauce.
Yeah. I'm trusting Carlos. Don't let me down.
So, okay, you go racing off. You know what? Yeah, do an act under pressure.
Me?
Yeah. Like, fall after them.
Oh no.
Because they're moving at speed, too. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you hit Tommy with the trank dart?
No. This is for, like, after the fight, if we need to calm him down.
Passed it off to Carlos or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's the emergency pull lever.
let's see.
Yeah, if Carlos doesn't calm down after, killing this thing and getting blood, jab him with this.
Wait, Carlos?
I mean,
Yes,
Tommy.
well-known fact, the diner owner is a bloodthirsty killer.
Yeah, it's a real issue.
What do you think goes into the burgers?
So, Olivia, you're gonna hate this one because
Yeah.
I give you a worse outcome. You'll catch up with the group, but you're not gonna end up there clean.
Is it the same jackal lizard as before, just tackles her?
No, that would be really funny though, because that would be the second time she's been attacked by a jackal lizard.
It would. Third time, I think.
It should be the jackal lizard.
As you're running, you've heard stuff like this can happen, but as you run forward, you like rush through this patch of like the skin that's like the ground. It's not skin, it's plush. But
yeah,
you step onto, you feel like it's that sensation. It was like, oh, my foot's going further than I expected to. Ground's not there. Where's the ground?
Uh-oh.
Ground's soft. As you realize the ground you stepped on bends under your foot, like tenses, like a trampoline, and then the membrane you stepped onto ruptures and splits, and you go splashing into. It's not deep. There's a moment of fear where you're like worried about drowning, but you just end up like knee deep in this this slime, this mucus type.
Oh God, I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, I'm trying not to describe it because it grosses me out too. But you're just like, really? Now this is what I need, and you're just like, you clamber out of it, and it's just like your boots are squelching. It's just like,
oh no.
But yeah, so you Hanzo and Fred, there's like, just time's getting a little loosey goosey here. You managed to find this like little area because Fred, you use your luck point, so you find a really good spot to hide out in this like dense cluster of coral. And Hanzo, you're like, Fred, you're in there with the kids, like keeping with company. As Hanzo, you're like standing guard. It's almost like a grotto where like there's like a singular entrance, and like inside there's like a small little clearing where the bull wouldn't be able to get in without demolishing all of it. But Hanzo, you're just like kind of keeping a lookout, listening to the chaos in the distance, and then you hear this squelch, 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 and then like grumbling as you see Olivia just like wiping slime off of herself.
Fucking magic of nature. Fucking
truly
a fucking wonder of the world.
So you hear Hanzo like motioning you over. So
yes,
so it wasn't a deadly outcome, but it was a gross one.
Yeah.
So, Carlos, it's your turn.
She's fucked though. She's got 3 arms.
Actually, you don't, but we'll get to that.
Oh.
All right. So, there's a big bull. It's being held down by a jackal lizard and a very clearly going feral Tommy.
That just got slammed into the ground and was like doing that dog wheeze thing, like. Eh.
Oh
Yeah, that's
Tommy
about-
is hurting.
That's about right. So I'm going to do another attack spell. We're going to do another fire missile because that seemed to do well. And a firewall at this point would potentially trap my friends behind the firewall. And we're not splitting the party like that. I like these guys too much to have them die.
Thank you.
So, go ahead and roll the dice. 9. So let's see. That comes with a glitch then.
So, remind me, how is Carlos's magic visualized when he's firing off bolts? Does he like do a finger gun thing, or?
and this kind of a thing, he's just like gesturing with his hands. He's not doing the like when he's being funny and fancy, he'll do the finger guns. And this kind of a situation is just like burn it, burn it, burn it. We gotta go. We don't got time for this.
I can't help but think of what was his name, Roy Mustang, and snapping and causing explosions.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, yeah.
So glitch. Let's see what glitch you get. So which effect were you going for though?
So the attack spell is missile fire, so it's 3 fire.
Oh.
Harm far, magic far, obvious loud.
So is that separate from like use magic with the glitches?
No, I'm pretty sure the attack spells are just
kick some ass.
Yeah, they're just like I use them to kick some ass, but it still has the same casting shenanigans.
Okay, yeah, because I just wonder if I should give you a glitch then. But no, that is just use magic, and that has a specific inflict 1 harm, ignore armor spell effect. So
didn't you say earlier that like a mistake of fire magic is that it can spread?
Yes.
Yeah, but
we're in a very wet place.
Yeah, there's not many flammable things around at the moment.
Yeah,
but,
so
if it's just for kick some ass, then yeah, it would just be the damage.
Yeah, this is technically not like statistically a use magic.
Yeah, this is your weapon, your attack action. Okay, so so it does the harm, and once again, it seems to flinch and give out that weird bellow that sounds almost more metallic than organic as you scorch it. And I
think Carlos would just be like, get out of here. No need
it
you.
Starts like doing that thing where it starts like rotating in place with Winifred latched to its neck as the pivot. Because normal jack-o'-lizard should not be able to hold down something like this, but supernatural vampire nonsense.
Winifred's fucking weird.
Absolutely. Winifred's fucking weird.
So, Tommy, back to you.
Yo. Alright. Since I'm just lost in the sauce, that full moon juice.
7.
Alright.
Mixed success.
Alright.
So, how do you, are you biting or clawing it? Biting it for the extra damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So, once again, you leap onto it, teeth sinking in, joining Winifred as you are smart enough to keep away from the mandible, and horndibles. As they try to snap at you, but Winifred is keeping it occupied enough that you attack from the side. But it does swing its head around enough, and the horns flare out enough that it tries to hit you in the side.
Mm-hmm.
Which it would do the 3 damage minus your armor.
He can't.
Oh yeah, so you feel the impact, but you are just so frenzied you don't pay attention to it. So, Winifred.
Let's see.
This thing is definitely in like an enraged state. It is not enjoying this. It didn't seem to be in a good mood, before Tommy attacked it, but still.
Get fucking Tommy.
There's not much I can do about Tommy.
No.
It's like I imagine trying to grab Tommy would be like trying to control a full-grown Sokata. It's just no fucking way. That bitch is going where he wants.
So, Winifred, what you doing?
I'm gonna attack it again. I can't leave Tommy by himself, and we can clearly not get Tommy away from it.
Okay, a 10. You get the extra effect.
Okay, so
Which one do you want?
this time I'm doing the 4 harm, so it gets the 1 point through. Let's see.
Okay. And yeah, so you chomp down harder, the jackal-lizard teeth sinking in deeper.
I'm gonna
as-
do terrible harm. So I'm gonna go
Ooh.
I'm gonna make it take 2 damage.
You get an extra chomp. And yeah, it's a gory scene as you just see this thing underneath Carlos standing up on its hind legs that are just latched to the ground as it just keeps chomping with those powerful jaws as blood starts pouring down its body.
Odd.
And it is your turn, Carlos. Oh, but you did terrible harm, so you're no longer holding it where it is.
Correct.
So you actually see as you see this thing spin with Tommy clinging to its side, and Winifred's like little lizard body, little, it's like dog sized or corgi sized, getting spun around as she's still latched on by the jaws to this thing.
Oh, fair enough. Third time's the charm. Let's see how this bad boy roasts.
Where's the beef?
It's a good question.
This fucker.
So actually, Winifred, because you are very familiar with the taste of blood,
Mm-hmm.
all blood has that irony taste to it just from the chemical nature of blood. This is richer in metal than any blood you've tasted. Wow, dang.
It's probably because of all the metal things poked into it.
And Carlos, what's your extra effect? Advantage, terrible harm, suffer less harm, or force them where you want them.
At this point, it's okay. I can't. Where force them where I want them isn't really happening. We might as well just dump extra harm into this boy. Just be like, all right, cook your leg off. You don't need that leg.
Excellent. How do you deal with this monstrosity as you
Oh, thank goodness!
cook this thing alive?
Fuck!
That little bit of extra damage was what you needed, otherwise it would Tommy's turn.
Tommy'd be dead otherwise.
Yes.
So the way I imagine it, it's just like Carlos gets a look like he just snaps. It's like, I just need this thing fucking toasted. And instead of the usual little missile that he does, like the little, ooh, you could disguise this as a firecracker. It's just a wall of fire and just cook.
So, may I add a little bit of flair to that?
Absolutely.
Tommy and Winifred, even in your feral berserk state, monsters know that fire bad, so you leap away from it as you do as well, Winifred. You're actually kind of flung free as it's spinning in, pain and anger. So momentum carries you free, and Tommy, you push back as this. Is it like a cyclone of fire?
We're imagining almost like how a storm front rolls in with a cloud rapidly, but it's
Oh
fire.
yeah, it's
We're
this
just-
literal wave of fire as the bull spins just in time to see it wash over it, and then as the flames pass over it, you see those bits of metal attached to its back are all glowing red hot, and then they seem to almost sink further into its now charred flesh as it just kind of, no big scream of final, no death throes or anything, as it just seems to stand there shakily before its legs give out underneath and it just collapses. Its body smoking as the white hot points of metal just seem to melt into it. and then you realize its hide is also has that faint like metal glow of metal that like was left in a campfire.
A cyborg.
And
Eyeball.
Tommy,
Yep.
you like that instinct to go to like make sure it's finished off is still there, and as you step forward to like, you know, take a trophy or rip off its head or something, you like hesitate. There's this moment of there's movement all of a sudden from its form.
Oh god. Okay.
And you take a step back as its hide, its armored hide, once so tough, now crumbles like charcoal. As bursting from within, you just see a swarm of now familiar rattlesnakes burst forth and scatter.
It's the heat, boys! Scatter!
And they scatter and twist, rattles furiously rattling, and then they, almost as quickly as they emerge, they seem to disappear into the superorganisms, or the debris of this construction site. And Carlos,
this wasn't
you see that heat haze.
magical.
You see the heat haze that was surrounding this bowl. Follow the snakes until it's like you realize they disperse. This thing was drawn here. But the bull is defeated, Tommy.
Yo.
And as that, like, the weirdness of the situation with just these snakes bursting out of this charred body, like kind of unnerves the beast within enough that you are able to regain control. As your berserk ends, what happens?
I take one more harm and I'm gonna just take a screenshot if possible. One second. Because I want it to be seen.
I want you to look at it.
Scene's not in this game.
Look at it.
True.
Show them tomorrow. But,
Here's how close I was to being fucking dead.
God. So, yeah. Tommy, you were fucked up.
Damn fucking straight.
Carlos and Winifred, you just see Tommy bleeding a lot. Like, those impalement wounds from when it grabbed him, caught him out of the air and slammed him, they are bleeding pretty heavily. But, well, let's get back to the others real quick, because we're getting close to the ending. Actually, should we end here?
Depends. How much more do you got going
Well,
on here?
I kind of want to do a denouement session next time, if that's aftermath. But we'll just leave. Oh yeah, so instead of doing like a stinger, but there's like a few like little side things we can do. But Livia, as you went over, you like wiping this like superorganism slime off of you. Hanzo, you see her, she clearly fell in something, because it's like from the bottom up, like from the feet up. But Fred, you're inside with the kids, reassuring them that, the kids, for their part, they seem, freaked out, but not nearly as bad as you're expecting. The twins have been in a weird situation before, and it seems Alex has been in some weird situations himself.
All things considered, this is about as well as it could have gone.
Yeah, but he is, typical boy of his age. Normally, like even earlier today, he was a little like, "Come on, Dad, stop, stop being, like when you try to give him a hug, he's like, Dad, come on, you're embarrassing me," that kind of attitude. Now
Yeah.
he's perfectly content to sit next to you, like, okay, Dad's here, I'm safe, kind of attitude.
Don't throw
But-
me back there.
And Manny and Rhea are sitting pretty close too. They're happy to be, adults around. But Olivia,
Hey kids, how you holding up?
Olivia, you got slimed like you're on Nickelodeon. Because the act of sliming started in
Yeah.
the 80s, I think.
Sure did.
And
Apparently.
It was
that's-
definitely
Olivia.
happening by the 90s.
yeah. But Olivia, what was your harm
Yeah.
at?
3?
Nope. You're healed.
What?
As you start looking down, you were wiping this slime off. But where the cuts and bruises and possibly cracked ribs were, you're like, wait a minute, none of this hurts. And you look down where there was the blood, and it's it just wipes away with this ooze.
Oh fuck! Did I land in something like the stem cells?
Now that you have a moment to look at it and you have that thought, yeah, it looks a lot like SBF,
Holy shit!
standard biomimetic fluid. But
Oh my
Quick.
god!
Throw Tommy
I
in the
didn't-
ooze.
You're not here. I would,
Maybe you should think of that.
Yeah.
but
but Olivia,
just fell in this
looking
whole
at your
hog without.
arms, where you're always going on about how you have scars from your
Oh, you
wild
better
hunt,
not!
No,
You better
some of
fucking
the some of the fresher ones look like they faded and healed, had weeks or months of healing than they should.
not! Okay, all right.
Some of the ones you some of the burns you got from the kasha, they're healed, but they are still you can tell the an age of a scar. These look like they've been
Yeah, okay.
years ago.
It's visible confusion on her face. Oh!
One of the Manny actually reaches out, takes some of the slime off your arm and slaps it onto the cut on his arm. He's like, whoa, that's weird. As he wipes it off and the cut's gone.
Okay, kids, Manny, don't just do that.
And Rio smacks him on the shoulder. He's like, yeah, you don't just rub random slimes you find on your wounds. And Alex is like, yeah, that's how you get superpowers. Where'd you find this, Olivia?
No, that is not how you get superpowers.
But
That is how you get sick.
so
I'm
By this
getting to see
point-
my doctor after this.
Yeah, by
So
this
are all
point,
of you.
Tommy, Winifred, or Carlos, if you wanted to call out and try to track down them, you'd start hearing them say, it's dead. Ow. Probably Carlos doing that.
Yeah, do you?
Medic.
Oh yeah, no, I hear that.
is-
Oh wait, I'll run back out to them.
Yeah, Winifred's
See
gonna.
how fucked up they are.
Winifred's fine. Winifred's gonna stay as a jack lizard because she is also drenched in blood from that last bite she took out of its throat, and she doesn't want to turn into a vampire and scare the shit out of children.
Bloody Mary,
yeah,
Bloody Mary,
Robert
Bloody Mary.
Carlos was
sees the sti-
blood up his arms, trying to patch time. Hold on, but
Hey, yo,
ain't
whoa,
gonna
whoa, whoa,
let
whoa,
you
whoa, whoa,
die.
whoa. Turn around. Follow me.
I can't
You're
pick
sure?
him
I'm
up.
gonna leave
He's too dense.
I'll help
I'll
drag
help you
him.
then.
I'll
Yeah,
drag him.
drag you
Yeah.
back to
Thank
Tommy-
you, random jackal lizard.
She looks at you
Well-
like, what the fuck? fuck is
wait,
wrong with you,
have
Carlos?
hands. If you try to pull him with your teeth, you might pull his hand off.
Okay, well, I'll turn back into
Wait.
Winterfret then. I'll just be fucking covered in blood and scare the shit out of children. That's fine.
It's fun. Okay, so we're not gonna just throw him in here because I fell in it. I don't know what that's gonna do. Hopefully it's just the
You're following
healing kit.
Olivia as Olivia, this pit that you fell into, it's already healing over, and the pit looks a lot shallower than you were.
We just need to scoop
You
up a
see
little bit.
it's like you see the organism itself healing itself, and then you remember what SBF
real time?
is. Yeah, like then you remember what SBF is. It's literally like a stem cell where the superorganism will pump it into an area to heal wounds because, rather than like healing two sides of a wound together, it pumps it in and then it fills in the gaps by turning into the cells that would have been in that gap or that wound. So you just see the slime, the SBF, is turning into the cells around it.
I'm gonna scoop that shit out and slap it on Tommy's his worst wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you start scooping it out and applying it to Tommy's wounds. And Tommy, you are out of dying.
Yay!
You're still hurt, but you are no longer in the red.
Tommy lives
yeah.
another day.
I don't. So, on the way back, I fell into this. It's like the biomimetic fluid that.
Yeah, and Winifred, you would definitely recognize it. This is definitely a pocket of, raw SPF. SPF, standard biomimetic fluid.
SBF,
is the
yeah.
term for it. Yeah, it's one of the things that gets harvested by the Chloroform as one of their main resources, but they typically go and find the glands that produce those and tap them, rather than try to find pools like this, because pools like this, they don't last long because they just turn into other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I bottle just like a tiny bit of this, or is it too late?
You can try, but with the time it took to heal Tommy up, if you try to bottle it, it may just turn into a chunk of superorganism.
Yeah,
flesh.
I think we used a lot of it to make sure that Tommy didn't die.
Yeah, healing Tommy is the important part. This was just like
peeling Tommy.
Let's not do that.
Like
that guy from Game Changers with the glue.
You poke Tommy hard enough and he
Oh,
just
no.
eyes.
That's how
mean
Tommy
Paul
changes
Raffarino?
back. Yeah, that's how he changes back from a werewolf. He just peels himself like a banana.
It's like that one episode of SpongeBob where Patrick unzips his head and inside it's gorilla.
So
healing Tommy is the more important thing. If I can get any, that's like a cool bonus. But the important part is healing.
Unfortunately, we'll just say like you do attempt to, but checking it out later, it's become meat. It seems that it was already pre-programmed. The batch you scooped up, like without getting into like the sci-fi details of it, it's basically like SBF. Once it gets imprinted with something, it turns into that. Yeah. But because you fell into a raw batch of it, it detected your wounds and was like, oh, gotta repair those.
Yeah. Good news is, I'm not going to mutate horribly. Neither are you.
I mean, yeah. Tommy's...
Okay. Correction.
Tommy's already got...
Correction. Correction. Tommy, you're aware, thylacine. I don't think you're going to mutate anymore. I might not mutate. Yeah, we'll go see my doctor.
So,
that's fair.
Yeah, so, there's a voice to the side. It goes, "Wait, Tommy's a werewolf?"
Thylacine.
You look
kids!
over and see the 3 kids just staring in wide-eyed awe.
There's Winifred's just fucking dripping with that thing's blood. She's like, oh god.
They
Looks
don't
to
seem at
Fred
all
and
phased.
looks at Fred and does the like, come on, man, motion.
Yeah, Fred and Hanzo follow the kids. Like, they're just there. But as you're all gathered up, Tommy, you have had the need for combat. You have that adrenaline has burned through your system. The call of the moon has been sated. So you feel if you wish, you can force yourself to return to your human form. Should you wish. That's one of the things about full moons is, until you kind of like wear yourself out, you don't really have control of that. So that's why a lot of times on full moons you go out.
Yeah, until they get back to the surface, he's going to stay as thylacine.
Yeah, probably smart down here.
Fair.
But so you'd have this moment, and like by this point, the pocket that you had fallen into completely healed over. Seems like whatever like wound that it was healing up is now. If you hadn't fallen into it and scooped some of it out, it would just look like another piece of the fleshy floor.
Yeah. I am going to as we go back. Are we going back to the place we entered, or what's the plan now?
We can't return there because just as what happened to the kids, as soon as we looked away, the the cart entrance was gone.
Yeah, but like, there's lingering magic there, so it's like, do we want to try and use that still, or
So
do we have another place? Oh yeah, no, you did see. Oh, go ahead, Fred.
Yes, what's up?
Just wanted to point it out, kind of sticking out of Fred's pocket. You see that rusted bit of barbed metal.
Fred, check that over here, would you?
I whip it at you.
No, okay.
I catch it.
If this was D&D, I'd say dexterity saving throw, but because you just threw a piece of harpoon at you, as you realize.
Yeah, I know. I think it's funny. And we're back to Fred.
So, yeah, and Carlos, you have to catch it, kind of flinch a bit, but you catch it, and looking down at it, the barbed tip bloody with that strange war bull's blood. This is a whaler's harpoon, or at least it was. This was the tip of a whaling harpoon, but then you look at it, and it's like the tip that got cut off, and there's like a single link of a chain. And when your finger touches the chain, it burns to the touch.
Damn, fucking.
But the metal is completely just rusted and cold when you look at it. And Fred, it didn't burn you when you touched that. And Carlos, you look at your finger to see if there's a burn, like a severe burn, because that's how hot it burned. And you look at it, there's no wounds on your fingers. But you felt a heat like that before. Nora, you're breathing kind of heavy, sorry. But Carlos, there was only one time in your life that you felt a heat like that, and that was decades ago when you assisted in an exorcism of a demon from hell.
Oh, fuck! What?
And do you mention that out loud? What this is?
Do you?
No. It's a me problem to find out. I gotta report that shit.
So, actually,
Fair?
Carlos, I want you to think about something. And this will be kind of the stinger for us, is Olivia, we can hear the clattering of Legos.
God damn it!
Sorry. But, Carlos, you think back a few weeks. Back when last time you went into the superorganism. At the chasing after the twins, actually, again. There was a little story that you read, that the group heard about a certain cowboy mythological folk hero. And her weapon, a contraption constructed and armed, not with bullets, but with a harpoon tip linked with a chain from a prison in hell. You are certain this is the harpoon from Calamitous Case Corv's harpoon gun. And as that realization hits you, this weapon had been embedded in the hide of this bull. This bull warped and changed for war. And as that realization hits, there's this like faint hint of nausea that kind of only you, as something changes nearby, and all of you kind of turn in unison as you hear the tiny little jingling of the little mining cart bell as you turn, and they're sitting there with more mine carts than you had when you entered. The track reaching out of the hole, the mine carts waiting for you to bring you home. That's where we'll leave off tonight.
Okay.
What